Hmm. I guess the real question is now, am I streaming? Oh shit, there's another guy over there. Okay. Well, it's a good time to find out then, I guess.
Get swept.
Okay, I'm. Oh shit, there's another guy over there. Okay. Well, it's a good time to find out then, I guess. I guess I am streaming. What's the other one? Okay. Come on then. Let's take out these guys. Nice. That's one down. Might go back to old bit of YouTube in the background in a minute. We'll see, we'll see.
Swept up in how I tend to approach them, which in one way or another always is about me focusing too much on the goal, whether it comes in the form of mainlining content for progression's sake or hyperfixating on completion criteria that is
Yeah,
neither
just listen to
interesting
YouTube
nor
in the background.
fun. I
Let's
want
do
to
that.
move away from it a bit, to be better at making sure I'm actually getting the most out of everything I play, to go against my
Can
instincts
even open up the
sometimes, and
video.
instead try to play
Lovely,
games in
looks
the way
good.
someone else might, in order to see what my playstyle might be missing. It could be that this in itself is
Oh,
a bad
okay,
idea,
okay.
that it will lead to me having a terrible time in entirely new ways. But if this grind taught me anything,
Okay,
it is that I
give
will
me two
find
seconds.
a way to make it.
Right. It was a good time to go for a leak. Oh, so there's a different color one of these guys as well. Hey, the more you know. Maybe it's not 60 waves. Guess we'll never know. Where do I want this? Where's the best place? Like there? Is that? We're hoping. We're hoping for the best.
It
Right.
matter nonetheless. Ugh. Oh my god. I still have to beat the game 2 more times. This is so stupid. Through all of this, I have been thinking a lot
So
about
that would be a
all of the
bad
games I've
spawn, right?
100%ed
In
over the
most.
years. So I decided to put together a video where I go over every single one I've done.
No, maybe it
and
would
give
be
them
okay,
a rating
actually.
based on how enjoyable or annoying they were to complete. It has been a while since I played many of them, and there honestly ended up being way more games than I would have guessed. I had a lot of fun reflecting on my gaming history, and I think you'll be surprised by some of them. I did also give out one 10 out of 10 for a game that I actually think is worth 100%ing, and you might too. If you'd like to watch the video to find out which one it is, even though you already know it's Outer Wilds, you can check it out right now on Nebula.
Hmm. How many prayer plus track? I'll use 15? 10? 15? Can't be 20. I've only used just over 2. Get into here. Although, these are not particularly fast to kill. Okay, that's nice. Kia. What are we thinking then? We're 47 or something like that? It's definitely not 67. Thinking maybe Zuck is 69? Wait. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. Must be next. We did trio next earlier. Not on this character, obviously. It was my first time trying as well. I had my learner hat on. If I do this, then maybe I can at least trap him on there. No, no, no. Because I'm pretty sure he has a melee attack as well. Let's try not to fuck with that. Back to the lazy flick. That one felt late. I went into a fucking world of my own then. Maybe lazy flicking is not really worth it. Oh yeah then. Oh, you know what? Let's put a shield on and fucking tank some hits, shall we? Okay. That's nice and easy. Why have I got 2 timers? Tell me the reason. Why have I got 2 timers?
On reflecting on my gaming history, and I think you'll be
a UFO's interplanetary weapon. What they found were millions of trees, ripped from the ground.
I get the feeling you're gonna shoot me with it.
Nice. That's a good spawn. That is a good
Where we take
spawn.
a deep dive into cases that span from the creepy to the truly bizarre.
Oh, that's a shit spawn.
I'm Shane, and today I'll be forcing my colleague Ryan to hear all about the unbelievable Tunguska event. In the end, you'll have to decide if the mystery is solved or if it's simply a mystery.
Yeah, they didn't need to be at the exact same time. I think that was a bit of a sly one.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah,
Absolutely, hell yeah.
Back in the basement. I hope the story's super scary.
You heard of this? You seen this?
What?
Tunguska event.
No, but I like the sound of it.
Tunguska.
Very, very good.
Tunga. Say it with me.
It really comes off the tongue. Tunguska. Tunguska.
Tunguska. Tunguska.
I can't think of a better way to start an episode than that. I mean,
Asteroids. Very scary. Now, if Armageddon has taught us anything, we can probably hire the Geek Squad from Best Buy to blast that shit out of the sky. But did you know that even if an asteroid didn't actually hit the Earth, the impact from the resulting airborne explosion would still be completely devastating and possibly fatal for many? Well, we know this because of a mysterious Siberian incident called the Tunguska event. On June 30th, 1908, at about 7:15 a.m., an asteroid hurtled toward the Earth at a rate of around 33,500 miles per hour.
it's fast.
That's very fast.
Very fucking fast.
How fast? Well, imagine a jar of peanut butter. Now imagine it flying at 33,500 miles per hour. That's how fast.
I fucked up.
Wait, what?
Now, this thing is thought to have been as big as a 25-story building, over 125 feet across, and weighing 220 million pounds. What scientists refer to as one big bitch. That's very heavy. How heavy? Well, imagine a jar of peanut butter. Remember that jar of peanut butter from before?
It, yeah.
Now, that jar weighs about 1 pound. Okay, now picture about 220 million of those jars. That's how heavy.
I don't think this is working out the way you think.
Now, as the rock hit Earth's atmosphere, pressure would cause it to heat up to an estimated 44,500 degrees Fahrenheit, turning it into a fireball bound for self-detonation. Now, that's very hot. How hot? Well, imagine a jar of peanut butter that's 44,500 degrees to the touch. Yikes! That's how hot.
Sounds tasty, I guess.
Now, it finally exploded about 3 to 6 miles above what is present-day Krasnoyarsky Krai, Russia, in central Siberia. It's
That little mistake
around
I
there.
see it.
was an annoying one.
Now, it's a blast that would have been seen and heard from at least 500 miles away, mostly by, one assumes, Russians, and probably some squirrels and shit. Now, upon detonation, it's believed to have released a blast wave of energy equivalent to about one assumes Russians, and probably some squirrels and shit. Now, upon detonation, it's believed to have released a blast wave of energy equivalent to about one.
Oh, my levels. Oh, my levels. Okay. They seem alright.
$185 atomic bombs. Yikes!
That's all?
What do you mean that's all? Look at this.
I'm just giving you shit. That's a pretty big blast, dude.
To demonstrate that, this is a blast wave generator.
I get the feeling you're gonna shoot me with that.
Check this out.
I don't want to check. Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
No, I'll
You're gonna do it. I know. Don't do it, please.
Why?
You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this.
It's wind.
No, let me do it to you, and then you can do it to me.
Just
No, wait.
why are you so worried about this?
Because it looks scary. You have a slide up there that said that's the equivalent of 4 gajillion fucking bombs. And now you're giving this. These are connected. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, but I'm saying this is not even close to that.
Then what's the point?
I just want you to feel a fragment of what these people felt
I
when
have
they
an
were
imagination.
annihilated.
I could imagine it would be very hot. Hey!
Not bad, right?
You missed. You missed. No, you hit me. You hit me. Stop! All right.
This is how we have fun.
You son of a bitch.
You're a little high. That's better. Oh, you really? Ooh. Now, other estimates say the explosive force could have been as much as 15 megatons of TNT, roughly 1,000 times more powerful than the bombs at Hiroshima. Now, the resulting shockwave caused windows to be broken and people to be knocked over hundreds of miles away.
That's it?
But think about this, hundreds of miles away.
Yeah, but still, if it's
You're
like
still going, whoa!
if it's still a gajillion bombs, I thought it would like rattle their skeleton until it
shut up.
exploded.
Did I
or
say
something.
a cajillion?
I just wrote.
What'd you write? Did you write down a number? Did you write down a number?
I wrote big ass asteroid, and then I spelled it wrong, and then I crossed it out.
Now, the seismic shock wave that followed was caught by barometers as far away as England. Due to vaporized gases released into the atmosphere, dense clouds formed at high altitudes, causing abnormally bright nighttime skies across Europe.
Wouldn't it be radioactive or some shit like that?
No. Are you paying attention? What are you?
Well,
are
I
you paying
thought like the wind could blow it or something like that, or
It's an asteroid.
yeah, but if the light
It's not, okay, it's not an atomic bomb.
yeah, but doesn't stuff from like an asteroid from space still have things like radioactive
It
on
may
it?
have like space radioactive nature to it, but it's not anything like an atomic bomb.
Oh, okay, well that's cool.
As far as I know. Fact check me on that.
I'm not Snopes.com.
An estimated 80 million trees across 500,000 acres were flattened in the area, and near the epicenter, nearly 25,000 acres of
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
But there's very little evidence of an asteroid itself. Rather, scientists believe the majority was consumed in the explosion, and the rest was likely lost to the bogs, making the only likely remains we've got to be small fragments, each less than a millimeter across.
So if there was this asteroid that impacted the atmosphere but not the actual Earth itself,
Yeah.
wouldn't there be like a big ass hole in the ground? Is that what you're talking? Was there a hole in the ground or was it just trees flattened
Trees flattened.
but no hole in the ground?
Yeah, wouldn't you say that's a little mysterious?
It is mysterious. That's why there's no hole. No hole at all.
No hole.
There's no hole.
No hole. Now, because the area was so rural,
No
scientists
hole.
believe there were only 30 people within range of the tree fall area at the time of impact. However, for those unlucky people, many lost consciousness, and at least 3 died.
Why you say at least 3? They don't know?
It's 1908. I'm sure they don't have like a great census taker. It's Russia. They barely know who's there right now.
That's true, I guess. It's just weird to be like 30 people were
Like,
impacted.
hey.
I think 3 of them died. I'm not
Maybe
sure.
3 did. Who knows?
Maybe
All right,
3
this is
did.
the real scary
Well,
part.
now we're talking.
Yes. Now, NASA's scientists estimate that, on average, a Tunguska-sized asteroid will enter Earth's atmosphere at least once every 300 years.
Oh, so we're good. We're in the clear.
Our odds are good right now.
That's pretty good.
Let's say it's going to happen within the next 20. And I'm not predicting anything here,
You did predict the pandemic.
but be careful.
Well, then don't predict that. Predict it won't happen.
You never know. Now, the first scientific expedition to the site wasn't launched until 1921, and nearly 2 decades later, very little had grown out of the scorched earth.
So nothing grew in the radius.
Yes, but let's linger on the first scientific expedition.
Oh, yeah,
buddy.
So they were a little tardy.
They had, World War I was going on.
Sure, so they had other
That's
things
something
to figure out.
I mean, I guess Russia's also very big. So
I mean-
maybe they were like, it's over there.
We'll handle the ghost asteroid later.
Now, because the Siberian outback conditions were so harsh, they couldn't even get to the blast area successfully until 1927.
Wait.
Yeah, I don't know.
It took them 19 years to get there, and then once they got there, it took them 6 years to wade through
Yeah,
that.
man, look,
This is the site, right? These fucking trees, that looks real treacherous.
maybe it wasn't like top priority, okay?
Clearly. That looks like the densest brush I've ever seen. Those skinny toothpick trees.
Well,
At least 1 year per tree, by my estimation.
harsh. 6 years is
I thought
not,
Russians were supposed to be tough.
Well, they didn't have smartphones.
It's embarrassing.
Or MapQuest. Now, these expeditions were led by Soviet scientist Leonid Alexeyevich Kulik, the chief curator of the meteorite collection of the St. Petersburg Museum. Now, Kulik's elite team of fact fetishists, including 2 geochemists, a chemist, a geologist, a mineralogist, and an astronomer.
I'm gonna leave this for 2 minutes and refill my drink while my guy gets some health back. Burp. Oh, hey, Cat. Hello.
Where are all these sharks coming from?
I got 2 shark drops. Oh, for fuck's sake. Again, I fucked up perfect kill, like.
Say a mushroom was underneath you. I didn't see fucking nothing.
Alright, back in the game. Back in the game. Back in the game. We got some health back.
Astronomer, as well as a physicist, had hundreds of square miles of remote forest to study.
Hey.
You know, they were like, hell yeah, let me get in there.
And then they were like, hey, cool it.
Oh, cool it, yeah.
Let's cool it for 6 years.
Hey, let's stretch it out. You know, let's go camping.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe it was a government-funded project, and they were like, let's take it easy. This is a nice little area.
Let's say you and I are out on a ghost hunt. We're getting paid. We're on the clock, right?
We're getting paid hourly?
Hourly.
Ooh.
How long are we taking on that ghost
I
hunt?
mean, it's a pretty haunted site.
Yeah.
Pretty haunted. We're going to need at least 3 weeks here.
Yeah, there's nothing to see. We're not going to stay at a place that long. But if we were getting paid, I'd be like, we better stick around a little longer.
No, we're going to need at least a year.
Yeah. What they found were millions of trees.
What?
Ripped from the ground.
Oh, you cheeky little bugger.
Look at that.
Ripped? Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I got lost in the sauce of
Yeah, look
your
at the
little...
trees.
Ripped from the ground.
10 to 20 miles from the epicenter, they were astonished by splintered trees lying on their side in a strange radial pattern that led them like a map to the center. Damn. Obviously, the trees fell pointing away from the site of impact. But, Ryan, don't touch that.
Come on, do some more damage.
Go back to me, actually.
You know you want to.
Wait, I was just looking at it.
I'm just gonna keep this over here.
That would have been so good if I could have just surprised you in the middle.
Well, you can't surprise me.
No!
Once they got to ground zero, their eyes beheld a surprising scene. The trees were standing upright, limbs and bark completely stripped away, but there was no evidence of a crater. Just a bog and this forest of
Okay.
Okay, well, you had a lot of tree top.
We can deal with this. No problem.
Somewhere out of the ground, their roots just pulled out.
all around it.
Yeah.
For the 10 to 20 miles around it, the trees were bent over.
Yeah.
Right? Away from the epicenter. So it's very easy to find ground zero because they were all essentially pointing toward
This is the spot.
where it hit. But then when they got to the epicenter, the trees were standing straight up. What do you think of that?
I don't know what to think of that. That's fucking weird.
Freaky. Huh?
How does that even make
Freaky.
sense?
It's freaky. It's a bit mysterious. Oh, you're just writing down trees?
Trees flat.
Okay, well, that's something.
Center up.
Center up, you got it. Now, scientists say that this debranching is caused by, quote, fast-moving shock waves that break off a tree's branches before the branches can...
That must be pretty close. That must be pretty close, surely.
Trees stem.
So that's why the middle ones are up.
That's what scientists say.
Now what the fuck do they know? It took them 6 years to get there.
Stomp for range.
About blast
The mage.
physics, you know?
That's all we know. That's all we need to know.
Science?
Yeah, I generally trust them on these things.
Doesn't sound right to me.
It's like a tree, right?
Yeah.
But no branches. So
No,
knocked all the branches
it's like
off.
it's just the fucking.
But
trunk.
maybe because the force was coming directly from overhead, you know, the branches.
Yeah, like a ladder tree.
Meanwhile, pushes out, which would
Yeah.
explain the other ones getting knocked over.
Yeah, because if
further
the
away.
force is coming down,
It's coming straight
and then it
down.
hits
Oh,
the
well,
ground,
it's not
the
really worth it,
wave
is it?
just gets sent
I
to
reckon
the
we only got a
ground.
couple of waves
Exactly.
left.
I could see that.
This is still like this.
How much cleaner is it though? Can you show me how the branches come off a little bit more?
Like,
Maybe one more time.
no. These branchless trees were also found at the site of the atomic explosion in Hiroshima, Japan. Witnesses from almost 1,000 miles away saw the fireball in the sky, but those closest to the impact, the locals of the Podkemanaya Tunguska River region, were hesitant to speak with Kulik's team. They believed the blast was caused by a visit from the god Ogdi, who cursed the area, smashing trees and killing forest animals, including 1,000 reindeer, the economic tentpole for many in the area.
He looks real vengeful.
Yeah, he looks pissed.
Yeah, it's a pissed off tree.
It's a pissed dude.
Is he's a tree god?
I mean, clearly. I mean, I don't know about this guy.
Is this just a rendering of him being paid homage to via a tree, or is
No, that's him. That's a photograph of him.
That's him. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoops.
The sad face that he's doing.
Now, those willing to speak with the scientists described a fireball moving through the sky, bluish in hue and light nearly as bright as the sun, lighting the horizon in the distance. The way the ground trembled and shook buildings like an earthquake, knocking things off walls and tables, and the hot winds strong enough to knock people down. This was followed by a flash and a sound similar to artillery fire. One of the witnesses, who was based...
You know we can do sound effects in post.
Oh, okay.
That's the best machine gun you got?
Yeah. Oh, cool. Do that, but then take a break, and then like do a...
Oh, yeah.
One of the witnesses, who was based at the Venera trading post at the time of the impact, said that the heat blast caused him to be launched from his chair, describing, quote, "Suddenly, in the north, the sky was split in two, and high above the forest, the whole northern part of the sky appeared covered with fire. At that moment, there was a bang in the sky and a mighty crash. The crash was followed by a noise like stones falling from the sky or of guns firing. The earth trembled." Well, now you know quite a bit about the Tunguska event.
I do indeed.
And with that, it's corkboard time. Let's get into the theories. So, following Kulik's investigations, wild theories began to spread in an effort to try to explain the Tunguska event. NASA once called it, quote, "an astronomical cold case." In fact, Don Yeomans, manager of the Near-Earth Object Office at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, says of the event, quote, "A century later, some still debate the cause and come up with different scenarios that could have caused the explosion. While there are estimates and hypotheses to guide us, since there is very little physical evidence of the asteroid, some important questions still remain. We don't definitively know what exactly it was made of or what caused it to explode. So, what happened to that flattened Siberian forest? Ryan, what do you think happened?
The tree god is pretty funny.
Ugly.
I'd love for Ugly to be the root cause.
Huh?
But I don't know.
All right, brother.
You got a little pun trophy.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so
Hey, dude, I've never held one of these
I guess
except
not.
that one time.
So you're gonna go with Ugly.
next round is.
Oh, shit.
Wait, I haven't had any melee guys, though, have I? Did not do 3 of them at the same time.
Aliens.
That's what I like to hear from you.
Aliens, baby.
Yeah, that feels right coming from you.
Aliens.
All right, well, let's get into the theories. Theory 1. So a team of Italian scientists proposed
53?
that Lake Chaco is actually a
What
crater,
round?
as there is no record of it before 1908. However, the surrounding region is characterized by similar shallow ponds and was never explored or mapped well. So many scientists are skeptical. Even without a definite site of impact to prove the asteroid theory definitively, most scientists still categorize it as, quote, an impact event. And specifically in this case, what is now known as an airburst. Essentially, the radiant energy from the explosion was powerful enough to ignite the forest, but the fire was put out as the blast wave following extinguished it, leaving behind the forest that was charred rather than burned. Impact event. So now, even though, Ryan, I'm not going to actually throw anything at you, you can see that, you feel that, right?
But I feel that. I'm well
Don't
aware.
cover your face.
I'm well aware of what an airburst is. I travel with you all the time. And I've seen the charred remains you've left behind.
That's how that works.
Like that time you shit your pants in New Orleans.
You can't just say stuff.
I mean,
Oh, yes. And I didn't. Now, theory 2. Some scientists posit that rather than an asteroid, an icy comet caused the explosion, noting the presence of glowing blue-white noctilucent clouds recorded high in the skies over Europe following the event. Now, these clouds form due to a rapid influx of ice crystals and dust from meteoroid smoke, making them a rare phenomenon that could be triggered by the sudden vaporization of a comet. I know I just threw a lot at you, and
Hello,
sometimes
cat.
receiving that
That was
much
live.
I
information
swear to God.
can feel like
Jesus Christ, all right? God damn
I
it.
know it can be overwhelming, but
Certainly that helps with the overwhelming.
You ever been to Europe?
Yeah.
Sometimes the sky's blue, I think, right? Just like it is here.
So you mean to tell me that the entire Tunguska event happened because of
Ice.
blue balls?
Now you're talking my language.
Oh.
There are the more outlandish theories.
Okay, then.
I'm sure.
Couple into my own. That's fine.
Like that the incident could have been a failed attempt by a Russian scientist to manufacture an early atomic bomb.
When did the nuclear arms race start? It was like way past World War I. Like,
Yeah, it was after World War II, the Cold War.
so yeah, then that one doesn't really make that much sense timeline-wise. They wouldn't even have known of such an object.
Well, I'm sure they were working on it for a while because they used it in World War II. And then there was,
1906?
well, no, there wasn't no atomic bomb in 1906.
Yeah, okay.
1908, I think.
I didn't write that down. Okay.
Or perhaps you will feel more familiar with these. Bergara, it was caused by an alien spacecraft. Yes, some people believe it was an alien spacecraft that may have crashed into Earth, or possibly a UFO's interplanetary weapon that detonated there for unknown reasons.
Too much quotes.
Sorry, it's a nonsense hooey.
Yeah.
You know, I do believe in aliens, that's true. But me personally, I think it's a little far-fetched.
I just, if it was a spacecraft crashing into the ground, there would still be some sort of crater.
Yeah, you'd be like, I found some gears here and some,
Yeah.
a stick shifter.
Or you'd find a fucking, a gray sitting there with
Yeah,
a
being
very
like-
confused look on its face, like, oh, fuck!
You'd be like,
Call AAA! I thought I put down the landing gear! I'm about to have a stroke of genius right now, so
All right.
put your receptive cap on.
okay, blast me with it, dude.
Oh, dude, here we go.
Blast me with it. Blast me with your genius. Come on. Oof, that actually, yeah, that was a good one.
What if it wasn't a crash, it wasn't a weapon, but what if an alien spacecraft just
Oh,
landed
friend.
and the propulsion system of it was enough to melt the trees, but not really cause a crater because it's landing?
Okay, so they lands,
Yeah.
they get out and they're like, tight. All right, get back in.
Yeah, they land, they're like, oh, fuck, we're in Russia.
Oh, Russia?
I thought we were going to Disneyland. What the
Yeah.
fuck is this? Even though that predates Disneyland by about 50 years.
They could probably see into the future. Maybe they were the ones that told Walt about it.
Is that theory 4?
Draw a mouse. Now, in the 1960s, some tried to explain the Tunguska event by bringing it back down to Earth with a phenomena called Verne shots, named after sci-fi author Mr. Jules Verne. A Verne shot is a possible reaction of magma from the Earth's core mixed with a trapped bubble of volcanic gas beneath the basalt of the once highly seismic Siberian traps. Geology,
What
baby.
the fuck am I looking at?
You're looking at a map and the word magma.
It
and
just
then
looks like a
plus sign
map
and
with a human heart on it.
volcanic gas. When stuff mixes, sometimes stuff happens.
Goes boom.
Stuff go boom.
So
Think
it
about
went
that.
boom from down below,
Went boom boom from down below.
but didn't leave any sort of evidence that would have happened. You would think they'd be able to see that in the soil or the terrain.
I'm not a geologist over here. I took one geology class in college for fun.
It's like an
I think I
underground-
got like a C+. Now, this theory was speculative at best, as there was no evidence of shattered rock or gas vents, and while gas bubbles are seen in Siberian lakes, the origin of the methane is not from deep underground.
It's from Shane.
No. Theory 5. By the 70s, a group of American physicists brought it back to the skies with a theory that a small black hole, what do you think about that, collided with our planet, essentially causing a matter-antimatter explosion in the atmosphere. But that wouldn't explain impact-related minerals like
Excuse me.
nanodiamonds,
Oh, damn.
which are associated with meteoroids, and they were found, albeit in very small quantities, at the site, or the way the trees had fallen in sequence away from the epicenter, bringing us back to the more generally accepted asteroid theory. Now, Ryan, after all we've discussed, do you think this mystery is solved, or is
Do you
it
feel like an
still
airburst would
a
still
mystery?
create some sort of debris on the
think
ground?
there's enough to say it's an asteroid because there's no crater. And
Even
I
without
think
the
if it
crater.
was aliens, it would never be accepted that it was aliens, so
They'd hide it.
they would hide it. I'm gonna guess it's a mystery, but I will say that if I had to pick one, in my heart of hearts, theory 2 is kind of fun because it's like an ice ball and then it just evaporates, and then maybe that's why there's no crater. But I wish I could pick number 3, aliens.
So you're gonna say mystery, but balls as a backup.
I'm gonna say mystery, but blue ball as a backup.
Okay. You are correct.
Oh, there you go. It's a mystery.
Yes, Mother Nature is an enduring mystery that we humans will forever be beguiled by as we try to understand her and know her. But in this case, we know that the human race got lucky on that day in 1908 by missing the full impact of an asteroid, though we may never fully understand why. We'll let this one be a mystery.
You think it was an asteroid?
Yeah, I think it was just an asteroid.
You think it was an asteroid?
I think so. Yeah. I think that's just a crater. It's an asteroid.
But is that lake even near the epicenter of all the folded trees?
Yeah.
You're just saying sure. You don't even know if that's
Hey,
true.
I'll take it. Yeah, works for me.
You don't even know if that's
I think
true.
it's asteroid. Probably an asteroid. You know?
Fuck it, it was
Probably an
aliens,
asteroid.
dude. I
You
mean,
can't just say that.
you can't just say that that's a crater from the asteroid.
I think it's
the
just
same
a crater
thing.
from the asteroid. You can't just say aliens.
I think a ship landed,
No,
was like, fuck this place.
Though if it was
Let's go
like
to
the end of
McDonald's.
X-Files, we should go to McDonald's. I'm actually very hungry.
Me too.
Okay, let's do it.
You ever seen a dog without a tail? It cannot stand on 4 legs. That's not true.
Didn't think so.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? I'm sorry, but the police are here. They've asked us to stop the party. Fuck off!
I'm in tune. But their heels are fucking annoying. The only ones I don't really want to fuck around is with these mage boys, because, you know, it's not worth the regrets. Maybe it is like wave 60. Ah, it is 60 something, 63. Well, you got switcheroo on. Oh, no, no, no. Don't kill it. Oh. I didn't realize I got stuck this side too. I suppose it makes sense. Does it? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Oh, fluff. Hello. Happy cat. Oh, thought that was an actual chat. Sad. Oh my fucking god. That was a chunk of drama. I thought he was gonna get trapped on the corner and hold him back. I was wrong. Chanced. Okay.
You couldn't pay me $1,000 to wear what you're wearing right now.
On, you're gonna die.
They got a missing body problem.
Leave his bones alone.
This is a mystery within a mystery.
That's right. Welcome to Mystery Files, where we take a deep dive into cases that span from the creepy to the truly bizarre, and everything in between. I'm Shane, and today I'll be forcing my colleague Ryan to hear all about the curious Leather Man. And in the end, you'll have to decide if this mystery is solved or if it's simply a mystery.
Okay, this is fine. Just don't tank a mage hit like a dickhead. And we'll be okay.
You're looking very warm.
I am, yeah, I'm slick inside of this thing.
Why are you dancing around?
You try putting on a leather head to toe and you try to stop wriggling. It feels good, man. I think I am a leather man now.
You're squeaky for sure. Why? Why?
That's what we do in the leather trade. We show off our leather, you know.
I regret asking.
Well, let's dig into the history. Ryan, do you
Sorry,
know
Kat.
anything about the leather man?
I don't actually. I've seen the one-liner. He was a guy that walked around in leather for no reason.
All right. See you next week, everybody.
I'm sure there's more to that.
Sure there is.
Well, let's have it.
What is that smell? It smells candy sweet, but also dark and classic, like being at the fun fair with your mother's friend. You know?
No, I actually don't. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Oh, is that your new cologne?
Oh, you're talking about this?
Yes, I think that's what I was smelling.
Yeah, you like the smell
It was
of this?
just
You
that.
like the smell of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually my Scentbird cologne. It's a Black Orchid by Tom Ford.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, chanced.
I'm just kidding. You can have some,
okay.
you can have some.
Okay, we're gonna stop fucking around with that now.
It's good.
Whoa. That is good.
Okay, take it easy.
Don't watch stuff and fight kids. Bad for you.
Scentbird is a monthly perfume subscription box that lets me try a 30-day supply of our new designer fragrances each month for just $17. There's tons of options for everyone. This month, I chose Black Orchid by Tom Ford, Guilty Pour Homme by Gucci, and Versace Man Eau Fraiche by Versace.
I'm getting sniffs of each one of them. And
Go to the sponsor so my channel doesn't get taken down.
I would say, off the top of my head, date night.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of jasmine, some patchouli, a little floral, a little woody.
We're riding the.
Guilty Pour Homme.
Who has any idea
it's
if you're allowed to
freshly
watch YouTube
lavender,
videos on
And
YouTube?
spicy at the same time.
We're
I can't
riding
wrap
that
my
ride.
head around it.
I
It's
don't
too
know.
good. Half the fun is just opening these things.
Yeah.
Look at this. Magnetic. Oh,
That's
look at
pretty
that. And inside you have this gorgeous little vial where you can read about it, see what it is, right? You can unlock it like that and give it a little spray. Ooh. You want it on you? Oh, that is quite nice. That's really nice.
Putting it on you.
That's fresh.
Anyways, use Watcher8 to get 55% off your first month at Setbird. It's just a little over $7 for your first month. Available in the USA and Canada. Sorry, everybody else.
Can I?
Sure, go.
Might I say a big old thank you to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. Be sure to check out the links below.
I knew you knew who Scentbird was.
Now, when the Civil War ended, Southern soldiers were left destitute, as all rotten traitors should be. Their lives decimated by the war, many ended up homeless, causing a tramp problem. That's their words, not mine.
Yeah.
To combat the growing issue, the government passed tramp laws. That's their terminology, not mine. That said, if any vagrant stayed in one location for more than 3 months, the town was responsible for their well-being. Now, towns would force any vagabond to either move to another town or be forced into a jail or workhouse. Some even suggested poisoning or execution as a solution to the rampant problem.
Jesus
And I don't
Christ.
agree with that. Just
Sounds like you're
putting it-
saying a lot of things that I'm starting to think you might agree with them.
Don't say that. I don't agree with that at all. These are bad people.
So, okay, I just read. Good.
Take your notes. But for one man, these laws were never enforced, as he had been wandering since before the war, becoming a living legend in the New England towns he visited.
New England. Got
Yes.
it. Chowder.
Didn't
Clams.
mention
Oysters, baby.
Yeah. This man roamed a 365-mile clockwise trip through over 40 towns across southwestern Connecticut and lower New York State that would take him 34 to 36 days.
Did he ever stop walking? Was
Never
it like a Forrest Gump situation?
I mean, we'll get into it. He did occasionally take little breaks.
You can't just be shitting and walking. I mean, I guess you could, like a horse.
Oh, no, he'd stop into towns.
You ever
and-
wish you could do that? Take a shit while walking like a horse?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I thought it was just me. I thought that was a weird thing to bring up.
Be
but-
nice.
Is that why you're wearing all brown?
Don't ask too many questions. Now, nobody knows how long he had been making the pilgrimage, but the first mention of this man was a sighting in Harwinton, Connecticut in 1858. Passing through Danbury, New Fairfield, Watertown, Middletown, and New Canaan, Connecticut, into Westchester, New York, and then back into Connecticut through Danbury before arriving back in New Fairfield. He was so punctual that people could tell the time by his schedule. Not like, oh, it's 3 o'clock. That's leather time. But,
Yeah.
the time of year.
Oh, I would have a Google Cal alert for leather time. It seemed like he loved two things, walking and leather.
Yeah. Can you blame him? Knowing he was in town was easy, as he was always clad head to toe in leather, which gave him his name. Say it with me.
Leather
The
man.
leather.
Oh,
The Leather
Man.
Man. Weighing 60 pounds, his suit was completely handmade.
His suit weighed 60 pounds?
Can you believe it?
Got a nice cat.
Damn.
It was handmade out of boot tops, stitched with leather straps. What? Boot tops.
Oh,
That means nothing.
come on.
I'll write it down.
Yep, write it down.
Made out of boot tops.
Yes, it weighed 60 pounds. It was handmade out of boot tops. Over the years, it became so patched and mended that its original texture wasn't visible. Over his shoulders, he carried a large leather sack. His shoes were described as, quote, not unlike those worn by the peasants of Norway and Sweden, though far more cumbersome. His hickory walking stick tipped with a wooden ball was the only item not made from leather he traveled with. Whether it was a torrential downpour or in the blistering heat, the Leatherman never wore anything else.
Do you think he wore leather underwear? Because it also looks like he's wearing a shirt that's clearly not leather either.
No, I think that shirt's a very thin leather, maybe like a suede. Hey,
You
research says
Oh, okay. No,
maybe
you-
he wore a cute little black turtleneck underneath it all.
You're
That's
just
always
describing what you're wearing.
possible. And some Adidas.
Proceed.
Here comes the Leatherman! Children would scream as he came into their town. School would be dismissed as everybody gathered to watch the Leatherman make his way through town. Some towns even deemed it Leatherman Day when it was their turn on his path. Gandalf vibes, though, right?
What?
He's got Gandalf vibes.
Yeah, because he's got a stick, I guess.
Well, but at the beginning of Fellowship, the little hobbits run up to the.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know,
I guess I could see that. Well, because you're at large. He doesn't seem like a large guy.
I don't actually know how tall he was. He does look like he could be an ancestor of mine. You see that in the face, right?
No.
Something behind those eyes. The people who had the privilege of giving Leatherman a meal were called the Friends of Leatherman. Now, if the Leatherman regularly chose your house as one of his meals, it was considered a herald of good luck.
He ate entire houses?
Don't. You got me there. Leatherman would rarely step inside another's home. Instead, he would eat silently outside. Now, a friend of the Leatherman, old James Francis Rogers, wrote what a typical interaction looked like. Quote, soon a quiet, motherly-looking man who has attended to his summons for a quarter of a century opened the door and looked pityingly on the wanderer as he placed his great rough hand upon his lips and muttered the words, eat, eat, eat. She returned laden with dishes which had been thoughtfully laid aside for him. In silence, he ate his meal.
Oh, so he didn't say eat, eat, eat the entire time, just to commence the eating, kind of like Cookie Monster.
I do like saying eat, eat, eat when I'm hungry.
You should. You
Start
have the
saying
size
that.
for it.
Once he finished his meal, he would take the leftovers to one of his many hovels that he built in caves and rock formations on the outskirts of towns. Never chopping down a tree, he would gather broken branches and stones to erect his huts. At any one time, he would have roughly 2 days' worth of food, but he had a huge appetite that kept him moving from town to town. I like this because I would love to live in a little cave.
I could see that. Specifically a little cave.
I'd like to feel very,
What
very
is your obsession
claustrophobic in
with
it.
being all curled up, and do you want to be small? Is that what it is?
I think I want to be small, yeah.
It's like a tall guy thing, right?
Have you ever wanted to be big? Or even average sized? Now, rumors ran rampant that inside some of these huts he had stored, quote, vast quantities of gold and jewels hidden away in the dark recesses of some cave. When he'd moved to another town, locals often searched his home for his treasures.
Yeah. You know who I think's rich? That guy that walks around all day in leather. I bet you he's hiding something. He's probably got gold.
Despite the intense curiosity the Leatherman caused, little was known about him. Who was he? Why was he doing this? Now, Ryan, as more answers about Leatherman's life were uncovered, it only led to more questions. Yeah. So, who is the Leatherman?
Oh, that was very Willy Wonka. I like
Thank
that.
you.
I don't know, who is he?
Now, during Leatherman's stop in Milford, a reporter from the New York Morning Journal reportedly spoke to him in French. This would be the first time people would learn something of Leatherman's past.
Maybe it wasn't that he spoke in grunts exclusively. He only did that when being spoken to in English.
Oui.
Oui, indeed.
That's like when I visit another country.
You just grunt.
I would go, That's a coffee.
Yeah, dude. It looked like one.
Sorry. According to the report, Leatherman's name was Rudolph Mossy. Born in Rouen, a small town about 90 miles from Paris, Mossy was a shoemaker. While living in France, he was married, but it was short-lived when less than a year later, his wife eloped with a friend, fleeing to New York City. Can I do that here? In pursuit, Mossy sold his shoe business and set sail to America. It took him 3 years, but he tracked down the man that had stolen his wife in New Haven.
Nice, right near Yale.
That's right, but it was too late. She was dead.
How did she die?
Well, she had died several months earlier from death. I don't know what happened
She
to her.
got hit by a car, or like, I guess it's 1861 at that point?
Yeah, that's when the leading cause of death was January. And not only that, but she had lived in other towns with other men.
Wow, okay.
And we celebrate her for that. Now, the news of this, understandably, broke him. He lost all ambition, instead dedicating his life to visiting each place his wife was reported to have lived.
This doesn't seem healthy.
But on August 16th, 1884, the Waterbury Daily American published an article which claimed Leatherman was not Rudolph Mossy, but another Frenchman with a tragic love story. Identity 2! Jules Bourglet!
Fun name. I hope he wins.
Now, in the 1820s, Jules Bourglet was born to a family of lower middle-class woodcutters. As Jules got older, he fell in love with Miss Margaret Laurent. Deciding he wanted to marry Margaret, Jules approached her wealthy leather merchant father, who rejected Jules' proposal.
Leather merchant's father.
Interesting. Are the pieces coming together for you?
They're starting to get a little closer. The tectonic plates in my brain are shifting.
See the fine tools that they work with to make beautiful works of art like this?
Weird that you referred to a beautiful piece of art when you were gesturing towards your crotch.
It's getting real warm in here. At the beginning, it was sort of a joke, but now it's starting to get very, very moist inside of all this. What the fuck, dude? And he rejected Jules' proposal. Jules then rejected his rejection and begged for another chance. And he was given an opportunity to prove himself by working in the Laurent family leather business. If he could thrive in the job, he would receive Margaret's hand in marriage. As he raised in the ranks, he was tasked with purchasing leather on the open market. In 1855, Jules made a large purchase, but to his horror, after this purchase, the price of leather fell 40% due to a technological advancement that made tanning much cheaper and less labor intensive. This is sort of an NFT bro of the time.
Yeah,
I guess,
dude.
you know.
That's a tough break.
His lack of knowledge on what was happening in their industry ruined the Laurent's leather firm, which is honestly pretty funny. A marriage to Margaret was out of the question. Ashamed to return to his home, Jules became a drifter in Lyon, France. Now nobody knows what actually happened to Jules, except for the fact that a person fitting his description showed up in Harwinton, Connecticut in 1862, clad in, you guessed it, leather.
All right, okay. I mean, that doesn't exactly line up with the first sighting of the Leatherman. I feel like if he shows up in Connecticut looking like you, people are going to notice over the course of 4 years. That's a weird gap to account for.
Maybe it took time. Something happens once, you think, well, that's weird. Happens again 36 days later, you're like, odd.
I'm going to take notice at least after the first 3 cycles.
Would you throw crab apples at him?
No, because I'm not nasty, but I'm sure you would.
That was a test. I just wanted to make sure you wouldn't. Please don't ever do that to me if you see me in this outfit again, because I'm going to be wearing this quite a bit from now on.
Well, I never made any promises about you.
I hope you're ready for Identity 3.
I'm ready.
Ezek.
What?
Which sort of sounds like a
Is that one of the
vaping brand.
Is that one of Elon Musk's kids?
No, that's good. That's good too. Now, on April 2nd, 1885, James Francis Rogers saw Leatherman coming down the road. Now, as Leatherman waited for a meal, Rogers sat beside him, making another attempt to strike up a conversation. This time, it worked better than normal. Leathery, Rogers began, will you please tell me your name? Yes, it is Ezek, grunted Leatherman. Grilling him with questions while receiving a series of short 1 to 2 word answers, mostly yeses and nos, Rogers uncovered more directly from Leatherman than almost anybody else.
According to Rogers.
According to Rogers. He discovered that Leatherman was from France, but never wished to return. Ezek had been tramping for 27 years and was currently 68 years old. A zaddy, if you will. Leatherman had built his leather suit a long time ago, but refused to ever take it off to live like a normal person. Now, during their conversation, Leatherman took out an old French prayer book and a rosary, bowing his head in reverence. At that moment, Rogers realized that Leatherman was a religious monomaniac who was, quote, living a life of terrible penance. Even after so many revelations, the only thing that people were sure of was that Leatherman was a Frenchman, walked the same path every month, and, of course, wore leather. Ezek, which, if he's French, I guess it could be Isaac?
Yeah, I was about to say he could be
Ezek.
saying some sort of
Ezek.
like name with a accent. Tell me more about Ezek.
That's it.
That's all there is to say about Ezek.
Might have been his name.
But if it's correct, it doesn't help us any more than when we were in the beginning, because it's like Ezek, that's clearly not his like actual name.
We eat. I'm gonna become a historical Leatherman reenactor after this.
Yeah,
and
dude,
so
I
I'm just
think-
practicing. Oh. Yes. Eat.
I think you got a career in it.
Eat. Now, in March of 1889, a carpenter from the town of Mount Pleasant named Henry Miller was on a walk with his wife. As they went about their Sunday, she told Henry that she'd like to go visit one of Leatherman's retreats, and Miller took her to it. Peeking their head in, Leatherman was asleep. They got closer. Leatherman's hair and beard were matted with blood. His face was swollen and distorted. Old Leathery was dead.
Why was his face covered? Did he get beat to death?
Well, let me tell you. His body was taken to Sing Sing, where Joel D. Madden, MD, and Charles S. Collins, MD, testified, quote, the immediate cause of his death is blood poisoning. It resulted from lupus, which had made frightful ravages in his mouth, almost destroying the lower jaw, and so affected the throat that for a long time before his death ensued, it must have been impossible to swallow anything but liquids. He most likely had been dead for at least 3 or 4 days when he was found. Now, this is just a personal theory, but it seems in a lot of photos he is covering his mouth. You notice that?
Yeah, and I also wonder now, maybe that's why he didn't want to go in anybody's houses, because he feared he was contagious.
That's possible. He could have just been being a sweetie.
You know, that makes total sense why he looked so grumpy in some of those other photos.
Yeah.
If I could only eat liquids, I'd be very grumpy. That would rule out popcorn, in which case, what's the point?
What's the point? Now, upon his death, the Waterbury Daily American retracted their story, claiming he was Niels Borg.
Stop fucking hitting yourself.
There has never been
Fucking
any
dick.
supporting evidence to definitively say what his identity was. On his death certificate, his identity is listed as unknown. Kind of cool.
That's kind of baller.
Go out that way.
Yeah.
Who's this? He's dead.
I don't know.
We got nothing. Now, at the White and Dorsey undertaking rooms, his body was visited by hundreds of people from miles and miles around until he was buried in the paupers section of Sparta Cemetery. Initially, his final resting place was marked only with a metal pipe. Eventually, it was replaced with a tombstone that read, quote, "Final
Right,
resting
what have I got?
place of
5
the
waves,
Leatherman
6 waves,
of
something.
France, the Leatherman." So, sort of incorrect. Just a blatant lie.
Fanfic.
Sure. I mean, you could just scratch that out and be like, final resting place of the Leatherman. Old Leathery. What a guy. Dead. Would you go visit him in the
Crossing
morgue?
this out.
Check it out. They said hundreds of people came.
No,
You
I
get a
don't.
sniff of that leather?
No, I don't really have.
That's one of the things that I would love, because leather is a rich scent to begin with. But to just give this leather man a hug, that's got to have a nice funk to it.
No, I wouldn't describe it as a pleasure. Pretty
Sort
horrendous.
of a unique experience, though.
Put it this way, I wouldn't want to smell the leather you're wearing.
Give me
right
a hug.
now. No.
Give me a hug. Smell the leather.
I'll give you a hug after you take off that. Well, after you take that getup off and then put something else on, then I'll give you a hug. I had to clarify.
You're missing your chance. Now, the locals' fascination with Leatherman only intensified upon his death, as hundreds visited his cave in the Sawmill Woods, hunting for his treasure. Idiots. People believed that this had to be his headquarters.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the woods.
Yeah, sure.
Now, on one Saturday night, a farmer by the name of Sorrel headed into the woods in search of the money. He returned just after midnight, terrified. Sorrel claims that while he was leaving the cave, his torch went out. With no matches on him, Sorrel felt his way out of the cave. To his horror, a pile of dry sticks lit on fire. It was the Leatherman. Leatherman bellowed for him to leave, and Sorrel ran the rest of the way home.
Wait, was it like as a ghost? Was there a Leatherman ghost?
I don't know, Ryan.
Or there was it just a guy in the cave?
This is what he said happened.
Okay.
Now, to make sense of it, he deduced the Leatherman must have a double. What do you think of that?
I think it's a lie.
Sort of a unique fella.
Yeah, no, I don't know about
You ain't gonna
that.
see 2 of those. Huh?
No.
In 2011, the Ossining Historical Society Museum petitioned to move his body to a safer location and give him a headstone that removed the incorrect name. Now, a plan was put into place that while the body was being relocated, DNA samples would be taken to determine his home country. To middle school history teacher Don Johnson, this went against everything Leatherman stood for. He said, quote, 30 years, 100,000 miles, never telling anybody who he was. That legacy, to me, should speak to us today as, do we want to respect him and memorialize him properly? Then leave him alone! Leave his bones alone!
I guess that's true if he didn't want to be known. However, it is a mystery.
That's a nice mystery.
And we do love a good mystery over here.
The thinking is, like, if during his life he was like, I don't want to tell you about myself, then maybe we should respect his wishes and leave him be. So maybe this very episode of this show is a morgue, and we will rot in hell for this. Now, in the face of protest, the project moved forward. For 2 days, a team exhumed Leatherman's grave. But when they completed it, all they found were nails in the outline of where the coffin once was.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
They got a missing body problem.
We got a mystery afoot.
Did they find claw marks on the inside of the...
Yes.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
Oh, fuck, that would have been crazy.
You eat it right up, don't you?
No, I would have loved it.
Well, now what they did is they sifted through the soil in hopes of finding any remains that could be from Leatherman. But there was nothing.
What the...
Pretty cool.
What was that?
David Blaine type stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say, what kind of funeral was that? I'm guessing not open casket.
He gone. The Leatherman saved one final trick. It'd be funny if they exhumed him and there was a 150-year-old Leatherman peering behind an oak tree going, where had the Leatherman gone? Now it's time. Let us away to the corkboard for the theories.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Okay, we're going to the board.
We're at the board.
Corky Romano.
That's good. That's
Nice
good.
deep cut there. Now, Ryan, we're going to get into the theories, but before we do, based on the copious notes that you
Come on.
who do you surmise is the Leatherman?
I think Rudolph Mossy is out.
Yeah.
Jules Bourlet, I don't know how to say his name. The timeline doesn't really match up. 4 years unaccounted for. Don't know about that.
Sloppy.
Which leaves me for Ezek, and that comes from a person who actually knew him. So I'm going to go with Ezek, which unfortunately leaves us nowhere because we really only have a first name to work off of.
Right.
But I'm also going to go with, I believe this one is a mystery.
Well, the theories are actually about what happened to the body. I forgot about that. Whether or not he's Ezek, the world may never know. But what we also may never know is where his body went.
This is a mystery within a mystery.
That's right.
This is the real mystery.
So let's get into the theories. Theory 1. His body disintegrated.
It's not how bones work.
Isn't it?
No, it's not.
Well, generally, that is not how bodies work, but the soil in the area was incredibly acidic. So many believed that it could have eaten away the entire body. Now, the people that believe this theory point towards the nails being all that was left behind to support this.
So hyperacidic soil melted his bones, leaving just nails.
Just nails.
Why
Melted them.
why was there a coffin in the ground?
That's a good question. I, for one, also thought about that. I was expecting you to ask about that.
And now I'm guessing I'm going to get your prepared answer then.
My prepared answer is, I don't know, man. Seems like
that soil had it out for him.
It could be.
What about theory 1.5?
What's that?
The Leatherman is actually David Copperfield.
Not bad. Theory 2. The original marker was misplaced. Now, I think you're going to get a kick out of this one.
I hope so.
Now, when Leatherman was buried, he originally had no marker at all. It wasn't until 30 years later that the initial metal pipe, you see that right there?
Yeah.
Was placed on his resting spot. One night, the daughter of the couple that had found Leatherman dead decided to show off by bringing friends to where he was buried. So, runs in the family.
Yeah, they're
bunch of weirdos.
They're a little weird.
Sick and twisted.
You guys want to have a good night?
Pretty
I know
weird.
a spot.
Let's go kiss by the Leatherman's body. Now, when they arrived in Sparta Cemetery, she pointed to a spot. Over there.
Hello?
Hello, amigos.
Hi, mate. How's it going?
Yeah, just glad to be home, man. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. 2
apart
seconds.
from
Sorry, guys, I
getting
didn't realize you
the
were
other
in the
day.
chat. I was in my own zone. I don't know if you could hear what I was watching, but I've also got that. If you want to watch while I'm watching, sorry, Bo, what did you say?
I said, apart from Fire Cape, have you been having a good day?
Yeah, it's been alright, yeah. Not bad, not bad. Pretty chill.
Happy days, man. I'm actually going to try and watch the Formula One tomorrow because I haven't watched it in like 3 races, which is really sad because it's the only sport I'm actually into. So I'm going to try and watch it.
Binge watch all 3 on the bands.
No, I mean I've like caught up with them and watched the 8-minute fucking YouTube highlight things, but it's not really the same, is it? So,
No. It's first cape on my Ironman.
Yeah.
I slightly more
Like,
experience
literally
of
I've
playing a
had,
main.
the actual bar up in the last couple nights, so I'm just glad to be home in one piece and no one died, which is nice.
Okay, this is a nice soul.
Yes.
And a full noob setup. What time's the race on where you are?
Has Chris been on this evening? Have you spoken to him?
VOD, is it? I have done a bit of VOD on my main. How many KC are you on? No, I haven't spoken to Chris. He's been online, but I didn't hear anything from him.
Yeah, 'cause I was actually home earlier last night, but both of you were offline, so I didn't think to call anyone. But yeah, I purchased my Boomtown ticket as well yesterday.
Oh yeah.
So I'm kind of happy I'm doing that again. Something to look forward to. I feel like
Yeah,
you
drop rates
need
are fucking
something to
bad on
progress to just be happy.
pieces.
You know what I mean? Like something.
Yeah, that's
Because that
chanced.
was the problem. I had nothing. Well, I know I have a couple of stag do's booked or whatever, but I don't really want to go on those. If you know what I mean? It feels like it's just like work. So, yeah, it's nice to do something I actually want to do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I know they were trying to protect people from like going dry, but it ended up making it brutally hard. Yeah, I've got the axe handle on my main, but I don't think I've seen any of the other bits. And I've done a fair few, not loads, but I've done. Well, I'll show you now, actually. Here we go. I got a second window. And no, I'm not, by the way. Sorry, Tom. I'm replying to some people who happen to be in my chat. I will be back, Pother. Ah, I decided to jump on the stream. Alright, so here's my KC on my main. So what have we got? We've got 140 Duke, so decent. Leviathan's one I haven't really done much of, to be honest. I really should give it a go. I want to do more necks as well. I did, like 2 kills of 3-man necks earlier because of the recent changes, so that was kind of cool. Just doing something a bit different, to be honest. yeah, okay, that's a nice next kill count, Jesus. Mine's low. I've done like a few masses to get my head around the mechanics, and that's about it. 5 drops, are they all masses? Right, okay. Yeah. I assume you got some splits in there, or were you all lions? Free for all. Okay, fair. Well, 5 drops. I assume you got the drops when the gear was still worth a bit more. I know it's all tanked a bit lately. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, nice. I spent a little bit of time not playing my main. I think the last time I was on there, my bank was like 6 bill, and now it's like 5. Like everything has just dropped off a cliff. Oh, shit, sorry, bro. I didn't realize my chat was open. Just tell me, mute myself. Thanks. I Yeah, I set that up yesterday. And it does it between the two browsers. I've set up this other cool thing so that if I'm watching a YouTube video, so let's say check this YouTube video on in the background, I open it up like as if it's like a tab in the game. Yeah, yeah, so it's got like the same borders as all my menus have. Oh yeah, I forgot the stream is like not immediate. Oh yeah, shit. Wait, can you hear yourself? Okay, I think that's because I've muted.
No one else can hear you twice.
Yeah, my bad. It's because I've muted the actual computer. So you could watch this and listen to my Discord as well if you wanted. I don't really know what the rules are on watching YouTube videos on stream. I'm sure somebody cares about it.
Heavy copyright bollocks if you get them.
It probably is, but if you're like a big streamer, you just get away with it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Raids 4. Raids 4 is going to be nice. Do you know what? I really miss doing Tob, but I fucked it with my Scythe. I did have Scythe, T-Bow, Shadow, and I sold the Scythe for some other gear, stopped playing for like 6 to 8 months, and then when I came back, the Scythe was like a bill more than when I sold it. So that wasn't ideal. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for music.
And he was dangerous.
In this theory,
Yes.
he's a 200-year-old human.
Yeah.
That they went to a cave and were like, "Here's $100,000. Come sit in our chair."
That's right. Come sit in our chair. Let us talk about you to people.
He was like, "Done deal. Here's my bank."
Oh, I know so many people that watch Hell's Kitchen while playing. So many.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Hell's Kitchen must do so well on YouTube. I don't even know. Like,
What do you got?
even like my mate Owen, whenever he's bored, just Hell's Kitchen goes on immediately.
Okay, Ryan. Now, you know everything about the Leatherman that I know about the Leatherman. We're both experts.
Yeah.
Knowing everything you know.
That's the way. That is the way.
I have a lot to consider here. First theory, we have.
I would say it works for every skill, but it didn't work for agility for me. I ended up quitting about 4 times getting 99 agility.
We got a pipe that's
It was bad.
wrong.
Big pipe.
And then we got theory 3, where he is a
Nice.
200-year-old Gandalf.
But he's clearly
I've got weird pets. I got bandos on like 2kc.
It's impossible to dress somebody up
And
sit down. Wait, aren't you dressed up
I've got like, oh, I don't know,
It's not that easy.
18 million farming XP and still don't have the pet.
Well, considering all
Have
those
you
three
got the
theories,
heron
there's a lot to think
though?
about.
Don't think so.
I'm gonna go with this.
Do you know what? I actually have got the heron, so fuck you.
And you know what? Let it be a mystery.
Let it be a mystery. Well, it isn't.
What now?
But it is one of few. My main does not have a lot of
Theory
pets.
number 3 has
It's,
What? He wasn't 200?
The man was not 200 years old.
Was he 150?
alright, I have 5 pets. Chaos Elemental, Heron, ha, Skatizo, which is basically a gimme. Oh, Kraken, that's also a gimme when you've got like 4k, 5k KC like I've got. And then, yeah, Bando's 2kc, randomly 2kc. But I'll take it. It means I don't have to go back to Bandos until my Iron Guesser.
Other dude slide that bad boy on?
Pretty gnarly shit.
That's
pretty gross.
Gross.
Yeah.
That person deserves $100,000.
Like,
just for
how
wearing-
often was this guy showering? Probably never.
You couldn't pay me $1,000 to wear what you're wearing.
You
right
put
now.
it on, you're gonna die. Because you're gonna get something.
Yeah.
Now, quickly, they actually abandoned the living Leatherman, and instead...
Alright, we're getting really close to old Jad boy here. Oh, right, we're literally Jad next wave. Okay. Well, that was a hell of a spawn for Jad, so happy days. Let's go back. Let's go back. On the other side of Italia.
The nails were put into a pine box and reburied, along with dirt from the
Court pet. Yeah, okay, that one's a beast.
safer area of the graveyard.
Yeah, maybe away from that killer dirt.
Yeah, exactly. The new resting place continues to be a popular tourist destination.
Liam,
with
have you got
coming
people
from
like playing with you in the same server right
gaze
now,
upon
or are
the
you just
mystery.
streaming?
No, I'm just streaming my Jad kill. Well, I might go... I don't know, might go Moons after. We'll see. We'll see. I unlocked them today, so might as well. I've like just hit mid-game, basically, on this account, so I'm just gonna start streaming, because I'm gonna be doing a lot more bossing, I guess. To be honest, I should start bossing more on my main, because I have access to a lot more boss. But, we'll see. Oh yeah, of course. Best pet that. If you don't have a pet rock, you're a nobody.
Oh, Plank from Ed and Eddie. Hey, Plank. Come here, Pookie.
Oof, savage. I would say I was going dry on the Helm recolor at Zulrah, but they're just such a stupidly high drop rate that I'm not even close to dry. And it makes me sad how long it's going to take to actually get one of those. Spoon. I do feel like Ironman drop rates are just not the same as main drop rates, though. I don't know how you feel about this. You know, like, everyone's got their opinion, but even playing an Ironman, I just get the things I want a lot faster. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe the iron is just referring to the what the spoon's made out of. Yeah, I feel like my main is like allergic to drops half the time. I've done just over 100k see it. Cox, no drops, 0 perps. But I have done quite well at TOA, so balances, I guess. I have to move my chat closer. It's so far away from my actual screen. Oh wait, I can pop the chat out. Nice, that works. Yeah, I bounce back and forth with WoW as well, to be fair. I don't know, raiding on here, Theatre of Blood is by far the best, because it actually requires, like, working with your team. Cox is basically like a solo raid with friends. TOA is pretty much the same. Here he is, boys! Do we die on the first attack? That's the question. Yeah. Yeah, I know. They, it's weird they didn't really, like, fix Olm when they did all the other COX changes. Right. Give me just 1 second. Actually, nah. We're just gonna go straight in. Fuck it. Being generous with these prayers. Well, I tell you what, though, having no like range potions is not ideal. Oh, that one felt late. I don't really know what my window of opportunity is with these prayers, but you'd think I would. I've done Zuck. Was a while ago. Okay, let's try and gather some guys. Ooh. Ow. Let's go quickly. There's another problem I've got. Don't have particularly high defense. Right, let's go and tag those boys in. And what I might do is just bring them around here. Do they respawn? I don't remember. Well, they have said that Raids 4 is not going to have any sailing, or it's not going to be linked to sailing anyway. So fingers crossed. Well, on the bright side, I was sweating about prayer potions all the way through this, and that didn't seem to be an issue, really. Alright, I think we just eat that, go back in the fight. That's very true. Do you know what? I actually genuinely didn't even think about using Eagle Eye. Good save. That will hopefully speed things up just a bit. Thought this would be more stressful, to be honest, just because it's been a while, but we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Palms are a little sweaty. Just because it's taken so long to get here, more than anything else. I was literally just gonna say, oh, the healers are back. And that was enough. That was enough. Okay, don't worry about it. We go again. Although, did that shield do enough for me last time? I don't think so. I think we just pray book and... try not to rip again. I don't really have anything else useful. It's technically a spec. They're not the ones that are they the ones that are fast? Yeah, they are actually, aren't they? We'll take them in, just for the fun. Although you can't really do a quick spec, because the rune crossbow doesn't have a spec bar. Ah, I wish there wasn't a million waves before Jad. They should just do 2 Jads. 2 Jads, or all the waves and Jad. Well, it's never a given. It's never a given. Mm-mm. Right. We need something else to fill the screen while we do these early rounds. How about Mystery Files? Back to Mystery Files.
Hey, lady, where's your car? I'm going to the market.
Easy, RoboCop.
Welcome to Mystery Files, where we take a deep dive into cases that span from the creepy to the truly bizarre and everything in between. I'm Shane, and today I'll be forcing my colleague Ryan to hear all about the Battle of Los Angeles.
Oh, the new?
From 2011.
No, I know.
We just buffed the last one.
Great trailer, bad film. Anyway,
Textbook
we're not talking
buffery.
about that bad film. Today we're talking about perhaps the second most destructive foreign attack on U.S. soil during World War II.
Or was it a completely nonsensical battle against what appeared to be not a single enemy?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And in the end, you'll have to decide if the case is solved
Okay.
or simply a mystery.
Okay, you're gonna have to wait for me to take some damage, so that I need to stand and heal. Is that a reasonable request? Before food? Doesn't feel like it.
You ready?
Yeah, I actually have heard about this one. I don't know the...
You're an Angelino.
I don't know the intimate details. I just know the headline. The headline is...
The headline is... What is it?
There was a battle in Los Angeles.
Yeah, you got it. Well, let's dive in. Hope you're ready to get wet. Because we're diving in to the mystery.
Hey, we're in the basement. It means it's time to get wet.
It's time to get wet. We get wet in the basement down here.
Oh.
On February 23rd, 1942,
Yeah, that was the wrong thing.
an I-17 Japanese submarine stealthily made its way up a channel near Elwood oil field, just outside of Santa Barbara. When it broke the surface, it managed to shoot a mere 16 shells at Elwood Beach before escaping to the open ocean.
Sorry.
What?
That's not funny. I just imagine the submarine going... and just going under the water.
Well, it is funny that it just pops up real quick and it's like... pew, 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 pew.
And it just like goes under the water like a little gopher.
Maybe we can do that in post. We can animate that right here.
Yeah.
Watch.
Give it a little gopher noise.
There comes a cartoon submarine.
Like little gophers that pop up in Mickey Mouse's house.
Oh, and there he goes. That's fun. That's fun. Now, damage to the facility was minor, but the U.S.'s greatest wartime nightmare was activated. Japanese forces had made their way to American soil. This is actually, this is an interesting episode because you're half Japanese.
That's correct.
But you're from Los Angeles.
Which one is one for the home team here? I have no idea. However, I will say that I'm an American.
Of course. Well, of course.
And America did not recognize that back in the day.
No, they didn't.
Certainly weren't able to parse that out.
They were making some pretty bad decisions.
Hence the headline that says Japs.
Where does it say that? Oh, that's no good. That's bad.
Why don't you read that headline aloud?
No, I'm not going to do that. Civilians were still traumatized by Pearl Harbor. December 7th, 1941, a Japanese kamikaze airstrike on the now legendary Hawaiian naval base resulted in 2,300 gruesome fatalities, 3,400 casualties, and millions of dollars of destruction for the armed forces. Go ahead, Ryan.
And a really shitty Michael Bay film.
Really bad movie. Again, good trailer.
Twitter would have been crazy during Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, that would have been a trending topic for sure. After years of avoiding the fray on the Western Front, the attack forced the U.S. to declare definitive military action. The war was taking over the globe from Africa to the South Pacific. And now, starting with an oil field in Santa Barbara, maybe in our own backyard of the contiguous 48 states.
Nice.
Can you imagine beautiful Santa Barbara? You're driving around in one of those little cars that you like to drive around there.
Oh, yeah.
You're up there with Mari, maybe you're vacationing.
That'd be great.
Going to, I don't know, what do they got up there, like Zara's and Gaps and stuff.
They got like
it's just a big mall these
they
days,
have a Chipotle
right?
there.
Okay, okay.
And then like a movie theater. We got married there. It was fun. Not
yeah,
in the
you did.
Chipotle.
Okay. Oh,
the
even
movie.
better. It's
Oh.
your wedding because it was on the beach.
It was on the
it
beach.
was right on the
Why
shore.
just-
Yeah, it was.
What if at your wedding?
Tell me if I just open the stream in the middle window. That's dumb.
Then I would swim out to the submarine like Indiana Jones.
You'd
in
hop
Raiders
on
of the Lost
top.
Ark. I'd hop on, and then everyone at the wedding would clap, just like they did for Indy. It didn't really make a lot of sense.
You'd screw the thing, right?
And then it'd play the Indy theme as I got inside.
Lift it up.
And I'd start punching Nazis. But
Yeah,
these weren't really technically Nazis. They'd be my...
Well, let's say they're...
I could get in the submarine, and I would look like the people in the Japanese submarine, and they would be like...
Do you know Japanese?
No.
What if, because I feel like laughter is sort of the international language, what if you jump down and we're like, ha ha!
And they'd be like, why are you in a tuxedo? In Japanese, they'd ask
Oh,
me
because
that.
it's your wedding. Right, right.
And then I'd get naked.
Yeah, and then it turns into sort of an Eastern Promises fight, maybe.
I'd be in there dick schwangin'.
Oh, anyway, good to know that you'd defend our country on your wedding.
I would defend it with my dong.
Yeah, All right, let's move along.
Patriotism.
Now, in the year after the attack on Pearl Harbor, the West Coast had prepared for the possibility of a Japanese strike. The date, which will live in infamy, left a legacy of fear that weighed heavily, and rumors of Japanese attacks on the mainland were rampant. In LA, blackouts and drills were common practice, and residents had become familiar with the call of sirens and searchlights.
What is that supposed to be?
Huh? That's a searchlight.
Oh, it looked like the black hole in Interstellar. Reach out a hand comes out of it, and then we're trying to grab the hand. Remember that? And we're like, is it aliens? Is it aliens, Chris? I don't know.
Murph, I'm this Goosebumps book over here.
And then we get to the end, and it's like, oh, it's just fucking McConaughey.
It's just McConaughey.
Murph.
Where were we? Oh, yeah. Then, just a day
Ah, he always fires one more after he's dead.
Santa Barbara,
What a
a
dick.
warning was issued on February 24th, 1942.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's all range, isn't it?
Reported an attack could be expected from Japanese forces in the next 10 hours. Needless to say, people were on edge, prepared for the air raid sirens that ultimately blasted throughout the city at 7:18 p.m. Alarming. As reports of a large number of flares and blinking lights were spotted near the city's defense plants. Thousands of volunteer air raid wardens jumped from their couches and dinner tables and assembled at their posts across LA County to be on the lookout.
I think every house in America should have one of those giant floodlights in their front lawn.
They're cool. I always see them in the sky in LA, and you know who it always is?
Hollywood Bowl.
Scientology.
No!
Yeah. The Bowl does have some too, but a lot of times it's Scientology.
Scientology, they got it all. They got those
They took it
lights
all.
and they got Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Maybe this was Xenu. But by 10:23 p.m., the alert lifted without incident. The city returned to a relative calm, residents grateful for sleep after a tense and fearsome evening.
What's that lady driving?
She looks like she has like a camera or
It
something.
looks like she's driving an invisible car. Beep, beep. Hang on! I gotta make it right.
It sort of does. I don't actually know what that is.
What the fuck is she doing? Hey, lady, where's your car?
I'm going to the market. Anyway, so things died down around 10:23 p.m. Nice time to go to bed.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's my bedtime.
But hours later, at 2:15 a.m., chaos erupted again when radars picked up signals of an unidentified target just 120 miles west of LA. That's the ocean. Yeah. Within minutes, anti-aircraft batteries were put on green alert. They were ready to fire on command. Tense. Now, radars tracked the approaching target until it was just a few miles from the coast. 6 minutes after the signal was picked up at 2:21 a.m., a regional controller ordered a blackout throughout the city. If enemy
Can't believe I buffed that last run.
buildings with lights on would obviously be the easiest to bomb.
Made me sad.
To the residents' alarm, the area plunged into darkness. Very scary.
Looks like they get all the movie channels there. Big ass satellite.
Now, the Air Force kept its limited fleet of fighter planes grounded, awaiting more intel, and their patience was shortly rewarded. The mysterious flying object seemed to have vanished from the radar's detection. But that didn't stop a deluge of reports flooding the control center, all claiming to have spotted enemy planes, including one at 2:43 a.m. when a Coast Artillery colonel stationed near Long Beach said he spotted about 25 planes at 12,000 feet over the city. Then, at 3:06 a.m., somewhere over Santa Monica, a balloon carrying a red flare was spotted. It seems to have been the last straw for the nerves of those on duty. 4 batteries of anti-aircraft artillery opened fire, and suddenly, the air over Los Angeles erupted like a volcano, much like the movie Volcano, starring Tommy Lee Jones.
I remember that one.
Yeah. We gotta get these people out of here.
That's good.
It's the whole movie. Just like, hey, you got a volcano going up here. We gotta get these people out of here.
I think you're gonna like your movie.
I think you're gonna like our movie, pal. So pure chaos in Tinseltown right now. Over the next 3 hours and into the light of dawn, more than 1,440 rounds were launched into the air. Once the shelling began, reports became hopelessly at variance. But what is known is that not a single enemy bomb was actually dropped that night. And despite over 1,000 rounds of ammunition that were fired, there is no evidence that any aircraft were hit.
Do you think you got him?
Yeah, this is fucking crazy, man.
I'm just picturing, you know how fucking long it would take for 1,000 rounds to be shot? Just them just going, fire at will. All right, hell yeah.
This
is say, yeah, these are probably anti-aircraft guns or something too. So it's like
for like 2 hours straight. And at the end, like, all right, you think we got him?
I mean, you have to admit, though, it's probably difficult to, pitch black.
Yeah,
Can't
sure.
see anything. Ryan, do you notice something strange?
No.
You don't at all?
Did you shit yourself again?
No. Do you notice something strange about our surroundings?
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of, looks like birds with crosshairs around them.
We're under attack, Ryan!
Oh, I see.
We're about to be plunged into darkness, and you're going to have to shoot these. So observe their locations. What do we have here? A terrifying bird.
Yeah.
A little alien.
Yeah.
His UFO, his spaceship.
Such a bunch of things that fly, I get it.
Yes, a jet. A balloon.
Cool.
Okay, so we're going to plunge you into darkness and see how effectively you can shoot at these things.
Oh, I'll be much more effective than these jackasses.
We'll see. Let's begin. Let's get the air raid sirens going. Oh, chaos!
Wow, that's really loud.
Ah! Can we do some shaky cam like
like Cloverfield.
Ah!
Oh shit!
Oh!
Oh god!
Oh! Very scary.
Someone give me some jelly beans.
It's chaos! Ah! Oh!
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 I need a weapon.
He needs a weapon. Carter! Always nice to see Carter.
Nice to see
Always
Carter.
nice to see Carter. Here's your...
And some extra bullets.
I'm
Always
gonna let
good to
you
see
look at
Carter.
these one last time before you.
Oh, I'm
go
not
into
gonna
the
even
dark.
be able to see
You
them?
can't see. Just like those brave gunners. If you hit me, you lose points.
Okay.
If it helps, I can always give you sort of an audio cue. I can go over where the targets are. That looks great on you.
All right, ready?
Yeah. Come on, man. No, not for. Oh!
Marco.
Hello.
Oh, he's out of bullets, thank God.
Reload! I need to reload!
Carter, can we reload him?
I got it.
You got it all? You don't seem like you're doing a good job.
No, dude, if they could do it, I could do it. Here we go.
I'll try and get you to do each target. The bird. The UFO. The alien. The plane. You little fucker. And the balloon. Okay. You can take your blindfold off.
How many times did I hit you?
I think you hit me twice. Oh, great work.
Thank you.
I think you did better than those gunners. Even without hearing my little taps, you did a pretty good job on these.
It was easier to hear your footsteps, so it's like.
I'll leave the video,
I knew I should have worn my
but I'll be back
slippers
tomorrow.
today. Did you enjoy that? Was that exhilarating?
Oh, it was more than exhilarating.
Come on, cat. Let's feed you.
Arousing.
I think we've awakened something in you.
I think so.
Now, even if some began to wonder if the attack had lived in the city's collective imagination, the fatal consequences were quite real. 5 civilians died that night.
What?
Yes. And several more were injured.
How?
All due to the chaos surrounding the event, rather than at the hands of an actual foreign attack.
How did they die?
I don't know. I'm curious what I do know. I'm curious what you think happened.
Well, I can't imagine they got hit by any of the gunfire that was going into the sky, but I do imagine that people thought it was the end of the world, so they probably ended up looting and killing each other.
Well, let's find out. 3 people died in traffic accidents
so that's games.
on the city's completely blacked out streets. Maybe that woman with the steering wheel.
Yeah. I swear I'm in my car.
2 died as a result of a heart attack from the stress.
Wow.
And some essential workers were injured on the job, including a radio announcer who suffered a head injury after running into an awning. Classic dog.
Oh, God! Just headphones go flying off his head.
A police officer cut his right leg after kicking in the window of a still-lit store in Hollywood.
Fucking easy, RoboCop.
Turn the lights off! No. And a handful of volunteer air raid wardens suffered injuries like broken legs and sprained ankles from running about in the dark. And lastly, one man heroically but comically fell down his own front stairs and broke an arm.
Yeah, well, I don't know why you're running around in the dark.
It sounds pretty funny.
Just sit still.
Aside from the people who died,
Yeah.
Everything else pretty funny.
You gotta just sit still.
It's just people being like, donk, donk.
Oh, my leg!
People slipping on banana peels.
Yeah, it's too much.
Meanwhile, everyone's like,
Yeah, those guys sitting there with the fucking
woman in the
artillery
steering
guns,
wheel. Oh.
just there rock hard, just like, hell yeah! Light them up!
Now that's a Battle Los Angeles I'd pay to see in theaters. All right, now the sheriff was said to be particularly embarrassed after he, quote, valiantly arrested several Japanese nurserymen and gardeners and turned them into the FBI, alleging that he caught them red-handed, sending signals to the enemy aviators.
Makes sense.
Clearly, he showed his agenda, and they were doing no such thing. Great work.
Good work, guy.
Now, at the time, Japan didn't take credit for the attack, and after the war, Japan confirmed that it didn't have any planes in the area at the time of the raid. But false reporting from the media in the immediate aftermath only added fuel to the fire. Imaginative war reporting from that night described swarms of planes and balloons ranging from 1 to several hundred, traveling at altitudes from a few thousand to over 20,000 feet over the city, flying at speeds ranging from very slow to over 200 miles an hour.
Wow.
So, just a bunch of baloney.
If I'm in Japan and I'm a Japanese person, I'm looking at this report and just going, we're living in their head rent-free, baby. They're over there firing in the fucking night and nothing. How embarrassing. Oh my God! Gonk! Guys! Meanwhile, I'm sipping tea looking at a sunset over in Japan.
In a headline titled, Air Battle Rages Over Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Herald-Examiner quoted witnesses who falsely claimed to have spotted 50 planes, 3 planes shot down over the ocean, and 1 that landed in a fiery eruption near Vermont Avenue.
You would think they'd have pictures of that.
Yeah.
That plane that crashed into a street.
It's one of those things, though. I wonder, though, because obviously the internet didn't exist.
That's true.
As far as we know, let's say a car crashes on Vermont Street. Someone plows their car into Fred 62. And the local, oh, a big fire explosion over there. Oh, maybe it was a plane. Because if you're assuming, like, you know, there's planes in the sky, they're attacking us. You see maybe a car crash or someone hears something. Word travels around town. How do you even, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's no real way to look it up online. You're just reading the paper and listening to what people said.
Yeah,
so
essentially.
I guess it makes sense that maybe things got out of hand and people were telling tall tales.
Sure, yeah.
Well, it was quickly revealed that the entirety of the damage caused to the city, including thousands of dollars of damage to buildings, homes, and automobiles, were caused by our own shells that failed to explode in the air and instead blasted upon impact on the ground.
Pretty funny.
Yeah. Now, the LA Times might have put it best when they described the overwhelming sense of confusion that followed. Quote, exultation was in the air. The city had met its first taste of war with valor. It was exhilarating, but exultation turned to embarrassment the next day when the Secretary of the Navy said there had been no air raid, no enemy planes. It was just a case of jitters. Embarrassment turned to outrage. The Army was accused of shooting up an empty sky.
I mean, at least we fessed up.
I'm back.
Hey, we beefed it.
Yeah.
There was no one there.
Really embarrassing stuff.
Really makes us look strong to our enemies.
Especially because everyone was probably like really proud, like, yeah, we got them.
That's right.
They must have turned around and fled.
People in Los Angeles the next morning walking around just like,
we fucking did it.
We did it. Maybe
that's what you get.
Like dirt on their face, even though there was no war, but they put it on there.
No one knew how the heck things spiraled so far out of control that night. From searchlight operators to gunners to radar guys, they all testified that they'd been following orders from above, all the way to a dead end. Because even more confusingly, there was a, quote, divergence of views between the War and Navy departments and the unsatisfying conjectures advanced by the Army to explain the affair. Basically, no one could get the story straight, which led to, quote, vigorous public discussion.
Yeah.
So everyone's pointing a finger. The buck is never stopping. It's just people being like, I was just doing what they said. And then they were like, well, I was just doing what they said.
That must be so embarrassing. You know when you like go out for a night of drinking and then the next morning you're like, what the fuck did I say or do? Like you're just like kind of like in a state of just like embarrassment. Yeah. This has got to be the worst version of that. Yeah. Where you spend all night shooting at something that's not.
Well, luckily it was dark, so you could be like, I knew the whole time I was.
Yeah, I was just following orders.
Yeah. All right, moving along.
Now, it seemed military authorities had taken on a policy of stubborn silence, even in the face of enormous public outcry, fear, and uncertainty. From his post in Washington, D.C., Navy Secretary Frank Knox wrote off the entire affair completely, saying, quote, "As far as I know, the whole raid was a false alarm and could be attributed to jittery nerves." And just a day later, the War Department, presenting the Army's side of the story, claimed that in fact, at least 1 and possibly 5 unidentified aircraft had flown over LA that night.
Wait, you mean the Army weren't able to admit fault?
I guess the Army was being a little tight-lipped on this one, yeah.
Yeah. That guy looks like a pleasant dude.
That looks like a Frank Knox. This guy looks like a real son of a bitch.
That looks like he's never smiled in his entire life.
Yeah. He might be dead here.
Doesn't possess the money. He looks like a wax figure. Fucking guy.
Now, as the various branches of the military floated conflicting theories that confirmed nothing, the Washington Post suggested that the way the government handled the entire disastrous situation in LA, especially in the aftermath, was in fact the actual recipe for jitters. While questions on the lack of transparency in the wake of the attack are valid, experts say that tactically, for the War Department to explain the truth, they would have had to air a, quote, complete revelation of the weakness of our air defenses, which naturally they could not do, lest enemy forces take advantage of the information. Real convenient.
Look at those stats. 3 transports sunk, 2 planes shot down. That's some good shit.
G-Men seized 29 in Florida raids.
That's probably real.
I don't know what they were doing in Florida at that time.
I think they saw the writing on the wall. They're like, we got to get rid of these folks.
We got to put a stop to Florida.
That's right.
Get the G-Men down there.
We got to start breeding gators in this place to get rid of some of these folks.
Anyway, a pretty comprehensive report here. But now we must figure out what in the hell actually happened in LA that night. And I think you know what time it is.
Oh, baby, it's corkboard time.
Cork.
Aliens.
Cork.
Aliens.
Cork.
Aliens.
Cork.
Aliens.
Cork.
Aliens. Yeah. It's alien time. All right.
All right. Let's dig into
do it.
these theories. You got any prominent ones you're already stewing on? I got a hunch that you're thinking about the little green fellas.
My rank number 5. You only have 4 theories. I have about 5. 5th theory: aliens. 5th, aliens. 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 Aliens.
All right. Well, let's see if they show up. I know you do love those little guys. Theory 1. Unidentified planes.
Ooh.
Not exciting.
Ooh.
Well, hey, you know what? I enjoy this. I like the feedback. You can boo these theories if you don't like them.
Ooh.
Okay, all right. Now, our first theory comes from U.S. Secretary of War himself, Henry Stimson, who said that there were actually 15 unidentified aircrafts over Los Angeles that night. Now, he believed these planes could be commercial aircrafts operated by enemies, launched from secret airfields in California or Mexico, or even from Japanese submarines. I don't know how that would work. I don't know how.
I don't believe this guy. Look at him.
Look at this guy. I can't trust this guy as far as I can throw him.
He looks like an emaciated Walt Disney.
Yeah, he looks like he should be writing Grapes of Wrath or some shit. Also, what is this part?
I don't know what the fuck's going on
It's
there.
not-
Yeah, no, it's not even centered.
Maybe it was a la mode at the time, but I'll tell you, that's a grade A dork if I've ever seen one.
I gotta say. And he thinks unidentified planes. Next.
Next, well, there's still a little bit more to this
All
one.
right.
Stimson claimed these unidentified planes didn't fly to attack. Rather, their mission was tactical: determine the location of anti-aircraft defenses and gather reconnaissance on West Coast military operations. The big cherry on top was instilling fear and damaging civilian morale.
That's actually a military exercise. It's called probing.
Probing, you know a thing or two about probing, don't you?
Oh, I'll tell you, that's a different kind of probing, but I am an expert in that.
Now, it seems hard to get a more official explanation than what we just heard, but many, including the Washington Post, pushed back on this theory at the time, writing that the Army's theory failed to explain why no American planes were sent in pursuit of them. Would the U.S. government casually allow enemy spies and clunky commercial aircrafts to make their way cozily down the California coast? Based on just about all of written history, it seems unlikely.
That's a good point. Why wouldn't they just scramble some whatever, fucking 25?
I don't know what they had then. I don't think they had the Fs
Well,
yet.
scramble something.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing. But certainly it doesn't make any sense. This guy's full of shit.
No.
You can boo him again.
Boo!
Thank you. So knowing that that doesn't seem to hold much water, why don't we move on to theory number 2?
See,
Birds? They were birds?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Birds?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I don't know that I should be ashamed. I don't know that I should be
I think you
ashamed.
thought so too. You just hit yourself with your pointer.
I don't know that I should be ashamed of myself so much as.
Oh, that's nice and easy. I don't know. I should try and just kill that guy.
Well, Pennywise did it.
Now, another theory for what happened that night relates to the questionable accuracy of radar, which was a brand new piece of technology that was, quote, just months past initial field testing. Radar itself was inherently a complicating factor, as it had only very recently been added to the anti-aircraft defense system.
Okay.
You're go okay. This actually
We're
seems pretty
pretending to
logical.
solve waves, but we need to.
Unbelievable. The California State Library speaks to this particular piece of state history, saying, quote, at one of the new radar stations near Santa Monica, pay attention.
Oh,
the crew tried
don't
to
ask.
arrange for some planes to
I made a
fly
mistake.
so that they could test the system. As no one could spare the planes,
I was about to react to a new wave of healers spawning, and I missed a prayer, and I got one banged. Not that I hadn't been chanced before then, to be fair. I will say it was a lazy attempt at best. But in my defense, I've been doing Ironman stuff for the last couple of months, which is mostly just trying to get to this level, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, Melee Jad's fun when you're like maxed and just doing achievement diaries, or combat diaries, I suppose. But I wouldn't do it on my first cave. But yeah, it was unlucky to be fair. At least he's willing to try, to be fair to him. Yeah, Jad's easy with a scythe. To be honest, blowpipe, start to finish, it's pretty much fine. I think you can still do a full Jad run in like 35 minutes with a blowpipe. Not with this piece of shit, though. Okay, we're gonna go for some over here. I'm gonna take out the prayer drain. Hopefully. I'm not catching any of those melees, but you know, we'll pretend. They're on the same tick. I just thought maybe I could pray the range the previous tick. Seemed to be when he's shooting. Either way. No, I'm done. Yeah, pre-nerf blowpipe was just busted, though, to be fair. To be honest, blowpipe is still busted. Anything that's like 2-tick is just works. Just works much better than it probably should for like 5 mil or whatever a blowpipe costs these days. Mm, come here, my small kited friends. I'm looking forward to going to Moons after this. I did the quests already earlier, but I've never really done Moons properly because my main was already virtually maxed when they came out, so they've never really been that relevant. So I'm quite looking forward to actually getting some drops there. Rates seem pretty good from what I've seen. And I think there's quite a lot of protection from going dry there too, because you get, for every roll on a piece of loot, I think you get, it checks which ones you've already had in that table for each boss, so that's nice. Probably less soul destroying than Barrows, so that's when we'll be off. Other than that, I could take this off the screen.
Can we say with certainty that the technology was up to speed after they tested it using kids' balloons and coat hangers? Probably not. Some have gone as far to say that birds could have been what the radar picked up that night to set the whole calamitous wheel into motion. That really is a theory.
But didn't
for the birds.
But wasn't there like a pilot that said they saw 25 planes? Like it wasn't all radar.
I mean, radar is what set the whole thing off.
I recall eyewitness testimony of like people in the military saying, "I saw them, like in the sky." Like a guy in a plane, like in San Francisco, was like, "I saw 25."
Maybe he was full of it. Maybe he saw birds, man. I mean, radar is clearly pretty shoddy at this time.
Yeah, I guess.
It's picking up birds.
Did they have instances where it picked up birds before this?
Yeah.
They did?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, clearly it was picking up balloons.
What they were
picks up
attached,
balloons.
but they had metal on them, though. Like,
you ever see how big a pelican is?
It's a maybe. Maybe it's not a full this, but maybe it's like,
Okay, it's
a one pump.
Okay, so this is a theory for the one pump chumps, as they say. Okay. Moving along to theory 3. The aircrafts were actually,
oh God,
weather balloons. Balloons, Ryan.
I'm so tired of the weather balloons.
I know, we get those a lot, don't we? Now, this is actually the most popular theory among military experts. It also
What theory are you going with?
Balloons, this time less with the birthday variety. Many believe the defense systems could have accidentally misread weather balloons as enemy aircrafts. Meteorological balloons, which you see here, big, big, beautiful things. You ever seen one of those in person?
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't. I would love to see how big they are.
They're big.
Are they big?
Birds feels sufficiently embarrassing.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know the dimensions off the top of my head, but I do know that weather balloons are used to explain a bunch of things like Roswell.
Well, I guess you can see here there's some little sailors next to it with their little hats. Oh, this one's big. This one's real big.
I just don't know how you could trust anything the military says at this point when they've already revealed they've been lying to us for the past like several decades.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't trust anything anybody says. I mean, but I guess you got to trust some stuff in this world. Right?
I don't trust the military, I tell you that.
Probably don't trust the military. Now, meteorological balloons were commonly released over LA, and a careful study of the evidence suggests that these were the cause of the alarm. This theory is also supported by the fact that as the targets were being tracked by radar, it seemed they moved too slowly to have been airplanes.
Yeah.
So that's an issue. Airplane, by and large, go fast. Airplane go real fast.
Is that backed up by data?
Can we confirm airplane go fast? Okay, we have confirmed airplane go fast. Because when you get in an airplane,
I'm sipping a ginger ale.
You're sitting in a ginger ale, and you're like, oh, we're sitting here on the tarmac. And then suddenly, go fast.
But then it doesn't feel like you're going fast.
No, because you're in plane.
Yeah.
But plane go real fast. Theory 4.
It better be what I want to see.
I don't know.
It better be what I want to see.
Well, this little theory, I don't know if you'll like it. You probably don't even want to see it. Should we just end it here? You don't need to see theory 4.
I'll shoot you in the nuts.
Theory 4.
Let's go!
It's aliens,
yeah! Finally!
Always aliens. It's gotta be aliens.
I don't need the ellipses after that. I don't know what that's about.
Well, yes, of course, no list of theories for Ryan would be complete without
Yeah, we're on.
gray fellas from above.
Right.
That's right. That night, the City of Angels may have been visited by an alien spacecraft. Now, this theory largely stems from a retouched photo of the event that was unbelievably published by the Los Angeles Times. It's kind of hard to see here, but that's just a clearly fake UFO.
Yeah.
That someone doctored.
Yeah.
The dramatic dark black and white photo, which underwent modifications that would be frowned upon by today's photo editors, seems to indicate an unidentified aircraft surrounded by searchlights.
Nice.
Yeah, you can see it here too.
Hell yeah.
It's a little more visible there.
I think this is it. We solved it.
Do you like this guy?
I do. I mean, I just like the idea of aliens going, looks like they're on edge down there. Watch how funny this shit is.
And that's what I do.
And then disappear for a second, and then just watch them shoot for 3 hours straight.
That's exactly what I would do.
It's very funny.
Yeah. Have you taken any interesting notes in your
The only
book?
notes I've taken are sad. I just wrote internment camps bad.
Yeah. We didn't cover those, but those were bad.
And then Pearl Harbor.
Also bad.
Bad. And I put parentheses, film and event.
Yep. Wasn't great. Do you think aliens were responsible for Pearl Harbor?
No. Okay. No. I won't go that far.
Okay. Just checking. Now, what all the theories have in common is that they ended in an explosion of shellfire, with only the searchlights reflecting in the dark sky. The flashes of anti-aircraft shell bursts could be mistaken as enemy planes, amplifying the illusion of an attack.
I feel like aliens did Pearl Harbor is probably soon on the conspiracy list, though.
And in fact, LA's acting commander of the anti-aircraft artillery brigade said that at first he was convinced that he had seen 15 planes in the air, but quickly decided that he was actually just seeing smoke.
Whoops.
Egg on his face.
Yeah.
So a lot to consider there, and I feel like I know your answer, but maybe I don't. Maybe you won't be as far out on a ledge on this one. What do you think it really was?
I'm going to go with weather balloons.
You think it was weather balloons?
No, you idiot. It's aliens. Come on.
Do you genuinely think it was aliens?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it's aliens fucking with us. It's funny. It's the funniest solution to me. And also, they've lied about weather balloons so many times, so it's just like, they lied about having an alien program. How am I going to trust them with this?
I mean, it's a,
Why would they have an alien program if they didn't have things in the past that have happened that they couldn't explain?
They should turn this into a screenplay and just sort of redo Battle Los Angeles and just do this, but with aliens. That'd be good. I think if I had to wager a genuine guess, I'd probably go with weather balloons. I know that's not sexy or fun. I do believe in aliens. I don't believe that aliens have really visited us, except for those little Mexican ones who I love so much.
I'm pretty sure those are fake, though.
I don't want them to be. Well, let's bring it home here. Was it just smoke and fear the gunners were shooting at that fateful night? Or perhaps the smoke and mirrors of a mission of Japanese espionage? Was it a bird? A plane?
Or David Blaine?
I hope it was David Blaine.
I like that. I don't think it was him.
No? All right.
Unless he's sort of a vampire and is eternal.
It's possible.
Was it a bird, a plane, a balloon, or an alien? Which, according to recent congressional testimony, we can't technically rule
I need
out.
to stop just watching carelessly.
Whatever the wardens
Spray
were
flicking and
actually
watching
firing at
YouTube is
still,
bad.
to this
Bad for your
day,
health.
Considered a mystery.
Hooray.
That was a wild one, huh, Burgoose?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we all agree what it was, and we can end the episode.
Yeah, I think that about does it. Well, let's be thankful that we live in quieter times here in Los Angeles and we haven't been attacked or for now.
Gotta be fucking metal.
Okay. let's
If you could plan your death, would you
let's not
ask
press like for
to,
like
not
5
die
minutes.
peacefully in bed at night, but in fact get your brains blown out by a little alien?
Well, on one hand, you could die peacefully surrounded by loved ones on your deathbed.
Yeah.
But on the other hand,
I'm just
it'd be
gonna show
amazing
you that
if
my
I was
health
on
is
my deathbed, surrounded by
not
loved
where
ones
I
and
want
they
it to be.
killed me in bed in front of them.
Yeah, like it was a really peaceful scene, some golden evening light.
Look at that.
swirling in the
Seeing
sky,
what
and
he's
your
seeing.
family's all like, "Oh, I think
It's a
this
great
time
shot
is
through
me,"
that
like,
stone wall.
come closer. I have no regrets. And then suddenly, through the open window, just
And it blows my brains out. It'd be great.
everyone's screaming. You're just smiling.
My last words as blood squirting out of my mouth would be like, I knew it! And I'd die.
Well, I hope that happens for you.
Me too.
If your dreams come true. Thank you for joining us for yet another award-winning episode of Mystery Files.
What next? These are some of our options.
A mysterious blob-like substance falls on an entire town. Welcome to Mystery Files, where we take a deep dive into cases that span from the creepy to the truly bizarre and everything in between. I'm Ryan, and today I'll be forcing my colleague Shane to hear all about the unnerving and in the end,
Excuse me.
we'll have to decide whether the case is solved or if it's simply a mystery.
I don't know what happened to the chat box I had that combines the chats.
Oakville blobs, you ever heard about these bad boys?
I'm making blob noises.
Is that what you were doing? That's a pretty good impression of a dog licking water out of a bowl. If I
Wait,
asked
do you
for
want
that.
to?
Oh my.
Yeah,
I think I can do that.
Your other impression sounds
That's an issue.
And frankly, it didn't look like what that looked like, and also what that sounded like. All right, let's go take a look at this video.
You got a little video for us?
Want to check out my video?
I want to check out your video.
Hello, I'm Professor Morris Ashley, and after a much-needed hiatus during which I absconded to Italy and enjoyed
Could eat a
the
shark.
life of anonymity as a
Feel like we shouldn't eat a
pilot
shark.
balloon pilot, I'm
Not on
back.
Web 34.
Thanks to today's sponsor, Incogni, I can finally return to the spotlight. After the success of my hit show Extreme Science, the fandom got out of hand. My inbox was full of junk, obsessive fan mail was clogging up my mailbox, and my phone was ringing off the hook. I became a virtual shut-in. I tore up my social security card, melted my fingerprints off on one of those Men in Black machines, and I left my old life behind. You know, every day without our knowledge, our personal information is in danger. It's packaged and sold on an open market by hundreds of data brokers. It's really difficult and tedious to unsubscribe from everything ourselves, so the logical solution was to sign up for Incogni. I signed up for an account. I gave them my permission to reach out to data brokers on my behalf and ask them to have my personal data removed. My yearly subscription monitors it for me, protecting my data privacy, keeping my information offline, and making me feel safe. Rap break! I was lonely and adrift because grifters got my information. Incogni came along at last and proved to be salvation. No more calls, no more data brokers, no more spam, an automated second lease on life. And I'm like, damn. Yes, thanks to Incogni, I can finally be myself again. I'm moving back to Tinseltown. I've had a lovely time in Italy, and I will miss my Italian wife, Bianca Sofia. Use the code WATCHER to get an exclusive 60% off an annual Incogni plan at incogni.com/watcher. Now, back to your regular program.
Wow, that was a great video, huh?
Yeah.
I have nothing else to say about that.
Well, then in that case, let's begin.
The tiny Pacific Northwest town of Oakville, Washington lies squarely in the middle of nowhere, surrounded on all sides by forest.
In 1994, the town had a population of just 665 residents, which is fewer people than there were in my high school graduating class.
Hmm.
And those 665 people became the victims of a
Do we
mysterious
wait it
incident in
out?
which tiny, translucent, gelatinous blobs fell from the sky, possibly resulting in severe illness throughout the town. Oakville averages over 50 inches of rain a year, but on August 7th, 1994, a different sort of rain fell.
Chubby rain.
I knew it. I knew it. The rain was different that day.
I actually kind of think we do, and we
That's
just
from
send something on the main instead.
Chubby rain.
What?
Just while we're waiting.
Stop watching this episode and go watch Bowfinger.
Should we just take a quick 90-minute break here?
Yeah.
And allow them to watch the film?
And we'll be here when you get back. We'll be in the basement.
90 minutes, starting now.
Around
I found the
8
chat.
a.m., residents reported that see-through blobs about half the size of a grain of rice were falling from the sky. In a 1997 Unsolved Mysteries episode covering the case, local Oakville officer David Lacey described his experience with the blobs by saying, quote, "It looked like hail laying on top of the wood box and everywhere else. So I just went over and I touched it and it wasn't hail. It was a gelatinous-like material." Now, I do want to caution that that is not the blobs. We can see that. That is way bigger than a grain of rice.
That's big, big, big.
But what, in fact, would a blob...
I can't really remember what I'm doing in here,
I'm
but
pontificating here.
Did you bring blobs?
I did bring blobs.
Yes!
And I did bring them right here.
I don't care for that. Where did you get... Where... Come on, man.
Yeah! What did it feel like?
oh wait, what?
It feels like goo.
Oh,
Are these just those crystals that absorb water?
No, I harvested those from Oakville, and I brought them.
oh, you could freeze him.
Over the next 3 weeks, 6 different incidents of the falling blobs were reported over a 20-square-mile area, accompanied by a reported spike in hospital visits. I see you whitening up.
No, I'm actually just squeezing.
No,
No. I'm not gonna do anything
Hmm.
crazy.
You think I'm gonna go over there and pull your finger?
No, just I want you to feel the joy of the blobs. I'm
I
not
could
doing
feel-
anything
I
funny.
could feel the joy of the blobs. from
Trust
here.
me.
No.
No. Come here.
Yeah, nothing makes me want to trust you more than you saying
here.
trust me. I'm staying right here.
Well, then I'll come to
No,
you. Why are you so afraid?
All right, now you're gonna sit down there. Now bless you. Okay.
Well, I didn't want to do anything nasty, but now I do.
We're gonna continue the lesson. This is the part where you sit down. That's what's gonna happen
I'm not
now.
paying attention to these.
You're gonna have to listen.
What's going on? Why can't you freeze him anymore?
God bless you. Okay. You know what? I'm not even scared because I don't think you could hit me from there. I don't think you have the skill.
Oh, okay.
Over the next 3 weeks, 6 different.
Oh, I'm using blood
barrage,
barrage, dickhead.
20-square-mile area, accompanied by a reported spike in hospital visits. The town at large experienced flu-like symptoms as well. The town at large experienced flu-like symptoms, as well as inner ear and respiratory issues. One resident said, quote, "Everybody that lived here got sick," end quote. While another explained, "Everybody in the whole town came down with like a flu. Only it was a really hard flu. It didn't last like 7 days. It lasted like 7 weeks, or 2 or 3 months," end quote. Officer Lacey recalled being violently sick with
Yeah, what's
respiratory
this?
issues. Dottie Hearn, who touched the blobs, was another one of those who fell ill. Dottie collapsed the same day those first blobs fell and was even hospitalized for 3 days with difficulty breathing, an ear infection, dizziness, and nausea. She said, "I started feeling dizzy and everything started moving."
Oh yeah, and it's actually
That's what she said. Her daughter, Cindy Barcliffe, who also experienced nausea and fatigue, shared of her mom's experience. Quote, "She was cold, drenched with perspiration.
Dottie was drenched.
My mom had been vomiting. She had extreme vertigo. Vision was blurry. For some reason, as we were going out the door, I remembered the substance and wondered if perhaps it might have had some sort of effect on her," end quote. However, Dr. David Little, the physician who treated Dottie, stated that he did not believe her symptoms were linked to the mysterious blobs, believing they were due to an inner ear issue. I hate to say this, doctor sounds like a quack. A mysterious blob-like substance falls on an entire town, the entire town gets sick. This guy tells this old lady, I think it's an ear infection.
I
Ooh.
don't think Dottie would lie. Did Dottie touch the blobs?
She did. She was
Dottie touched
Oh.
the blobs.
Yeah, she did touch the blobs.
Then she got drenched in mommy vomit.
But it wasn't only people
Well, that
who
was
seemed to be affected by these mysterious blobs. In fact, it was the animals who
things,
were the
something.
hardest. Many allegedly died as a result.
Possums?
So,
Possums?
yeah, sure.
Possums died?
Well, it's hard to tell which ones died and which ones are just playing possum. They probably died.
I like possums a lot.
Well, they're all dead.
Let's
Many allegedly died as a result, with those who ingested the blobs reportedly having a green film spilling out of their mouths. Dottie Hearn's recently adopted kitten, who lived outside on her 12-acre farm, died. Another resident, Beverly Roberts, claimed that 12 of her
Oh,
friends'
I didn't use
animals
my
died
Bastion
soon
potion.
after the blobs fell. And when she grabbed samples of the blobs herself, she said both a raven and a frog were lying dead nearby. The next day, Roberts herself became sick with vertigo and spent nearly a week in the hospital.
How much you want about this is a much smoother run than the last one.
They're really good. They're like little chicken.
Only when they're
I'm getting
fried.
hungry just looking at that. Not a lot of meat on them, but God, they're so good.
I mean, he is just lying there spread eagle waiting for you to
Didn't say
come and
perfect.
chew on
Said a lot better.
Well, you probably would not want to eat him because he ate blobs. Blob kill him. You eat him. Blob kill you.
Well, I think it probably kills small animal because animal's small.
So it might kill me, but it may not kill you.
I don't think it would kill you. You're big enough. You're a big guy. You're a big guy.
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Go ahead and check that one out. And then when
We'll
we
get,
come,
what was that, 2
that's
hours,
about
10
2.5
minutes?
hours,
10,
I think. So come back here, and then you'll get that reference, and you'll be like, dude, Chubby Rain, and you're a big guy. Donnie's daughter, Sunny, had also taken samples of the blobs, and because of her mother's ongoing illness, the hospital's lab agreed to test them. And they reportedly contained some human white blood cells, though they were unable to do further chemical analyses.
The blobs?
The blobs contained human white blood cells. Interesting.
Very interesting.
What is your initial thought?
Very interesting. Oh, sorry, I was
initial thought is that maybe some sort of
just trying to share bid.
Blobs of human.
Well, I was gonna say like waste material somewhere.
Are you suggesting there's like a pile of human shit somewhere that?
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there are plenty of places in this world that irresponsibly recycle things.
The appearance, though, I can't imagine that it would be consistently this small, clear,
Okay.
translucent, and blobby.
That I would have to guess is like some sort of effect of like once it gets up there and it's in the atmosphere, it's being carried. It like sort of almost like you put something in a blender. You know, it sort of all comes out in some similar
Well, I
consistency.
have seen shit in the blender. Fat Bastard did that, and that was in Austin Powers, and it looked very,
The
very.
Spy Who Shagged Me, which is
So go ahead and watch
about 90
Austin
minutes.
Powers.
So
Whoa.
Sonny then sent the samples off to the Washington State Department of Ecology Hazardous Material Unit, which found a number of cells of various.
That's what we meant to do with that a long time ago.
Though they confirmed the cells lacked a nuclei, and thus were not white blood cells. The Hazardous Material Unit was unequipped to identify biological cells, so they passed the case on to their colleagues at Washington State Department of Health for further analysis. The Department of Health's findings also didn't discover the presence of white blood cells, but they did find 2 different types of bacteria, reportedly Pseudomonas fluorescens and Enterobacter cloacae. Pseudomonas fluorescens is fairly common and isn't typically harmful to humans, although at least one 2021 study linked it to pneumonia. E. cloacae, though also commonly found in nature, can cause infections in humans, including pneumonia as well. Additionally, both bacteria thrive in moist environments, which the Pacific Northwest definitely is. Health Department microbiologist Mike McDowell described his observations of the blobs.
Give me a sec.
Very uniformed. There was no structure we could see visibly or with a microscope. End quote. About a year later, the blob samples were tested a 4th time by AmTest Laboratories. Tim Davis, the microbiologist who tested the samples there, said, quote, I saw what I think was a eukaryotic cell, which is basically a cell that has a definable nucleus and is found present in most animals, end quote. This opposes the nuclei finding from the Washington State Department of Health.
the town just like, did they clean them up? Did they
Oh,
get
sure they
washed
did.
away?
They probably got their hose out and like, all right, let's fucking
Definitely
hose away
not
the
a cleaner run.
Because we don't want Dottie to get sick again.
Well, that makes me concerned for the like the ground soil and all. But I guess everybody's fine now, right?
Or maybe such a small town, aliens were like, let's test out our new blob weapon on this small
You're
little
getting
area.
ahead of yourself.
Cool. Whoa, 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 whoa. Teleport. Jesus. Have a good sleep. I'm bed. Well, it's not the, They didn't heal half as much as I thought it would. On this guy. Used almost an entire thing of prayer. It's gonna be like half health. You alright, cat? Yeah, you look wild. Feral. Oh wait, that's just the last guy of this round. Oh, my bad.
Maybe.
But they wouldn't say it like that. They'd say, there you go. Is that them shooting blobs?
Yeah, that's exactly. Well, that's them saying that we should do the blob weapon.
Oh,
that's not
I
what it
see.
would actually sound like.
Yeah.
That would sound like this.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah, right.
Put them back to back.
Very good.
Now that we have all the information, it's corkboard time. Let's get into the theories.
Corkboard time! Corkboard time! Corkboard time!
Theory 1, the blobs are actually jellyfish shredded up by the U.S. Air Force. The first theory is one that was widely believed at the time of the incidents, that the blobs were actually jellyfish somehow sucked up into the air from the nearby Pacific Ocean and shredded into tiny bits by U.S. Air Force jets during a bombing practice. The Air Force confirmed that such a bombing practice had taken place 50 miles away in the Pacific, both the week of the first Bob incident and the week before. Master Sergeant Thaddeus Hostley, spokesman at McCord Air Force Base in nearby Tacoma, said the 354th Fighter Squadron had dropped bombs about 10 to 20 miles west of ocean shores the previous week.
I was about to ask any confirmation on those bombings, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. He said, quote, they were conducting bombing runs using live ordnance, end quote. But when Oakville Chief of Police Gary Groib said somebody suggested a school of jellyfish might have been blown literally sky high by the bomb test, McCord's spokesman tried and failed to stifle his laughter, saying he couldn't comment on the theory.
I guess they sort of operate with that sort of impunity. They can just be like, well, we don't have to tell you anything.
Well, I think it was more just like, that's ridiculous.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous.
I actually...
You would also be able to tell it was a jellyfish by the labs that it was sent to.
I guess, though I don't know.
Yeah,
You would?
Yeah, it's a fucking jelly. Like, if I blew you up...
Yeah,
I guess they'd see little... Shane,
yeah, they'd see little pieces of me. Pieces of me.
Even if it was just like a nipple. I could send that to the lab. They'd be like, hey, whose nipple is this? And they'd be like, Shane Bidet.
That's Shane's nipple.
That's Shane's nipple. His left one, in fact.
Yeah.
Because it's bigger than his right.
My nipples are identical.
Well, good for you. Not all of us are that lucky.
Oh, sorry, man.
One on the right's 3 times bigger.
3?
Theory 2. The blobs are airplane toilet waste. Ooh. Kind of an alarming theory, no? Look at this.
It's alarming. I feel like...
Snuck a picture of Candy Crush in here.
I know, I like that. I assume it's illegal for them to dump waste.
It should be.
We can't all be out there being like the Dave Matthews Band.
That's true. I was just thinking about that incident. Why don't you tell the folks at home what happened?
Well, in my fair city of Chicago, Illinois, the Dave Matthews Band was leaving town on their tour bus and traveling over one of their city's many bridges, and they dumped all the toilet waste from their tour bus out on the bridge, which happened to be over the river, and all the shit poured from their bus through the grates of the bridge onto a boat full of tourists who were on an architecture tour, covering them in the shit of one of America's great beloved songsters, Mr. Dave Matthews.
It was a bowel boat.
It was, it sure was.
Sign reads in part, no one died that day, but many wish they had.
Another early theory was that the blobs were airplane toilet waste dumped out of a commercial airplane. Gross. Reportedly, Sonny Barclift got in contact with the FAA and convinced them to investigate. A Federal Aviation Administration spokesman said of the blob phenomenon, quote, we don't know what it is or where it came from. It's a puzzle, end quote. And pointed out that if the blobs had been airplane waste, they would have been blue, not translucent. So, because...
Yeah, it's always blue.
They must use some sort of chemicals in there.
Yeah. Oh, I guess you're on a plane, so you don't want it to stink. So maybe the blue sort of pacifies that stank.
Or they're secretly liquefying members of the Blue Man Group on airplanes. Next week on Mystery Files. Theory number 3. The blobs are actually star jelly. Yeah.
What now? What?
Star jelly.
Come on now. You can't just say that. Tell me more.
Ask me about more. Oh, tell you more? I'll tell you
more.
Please
tell me more about star jelly.
Another theory ties the Oakville blobs back to a long and noble history of blobbage. Star jelly is a term that dates back to the 17th century and a phenomenon that was first observed in the 14th century. It has also been referenced in both poetry and scientific writings throughout that time. One long-running theory about star jelly is that it rains down during meteor showers, earning it its starry name, as well as the terms astral jelly and astromycin. Star jelly has been used in reference to a multitude of substances over the years: slime, molds, amphibians, algae, and even sodium polyacrylate, an absorbent polymer that's used in agriculture, cosmetics, and even diapers. There was a case in Bournemouth,
the one I was off.
2012, where sodium polyacrylate was used to absorb stormwater, and gelatinous blobs formed as a result.
Oop, fuck. No, let's fight him.
For the fun?
What did we use for the fun?
That was chunky
That
slime.
was chunky slime produced by our very own Carter Lab.
He produced that?
I don't know about this run. I feel like I've cursed this run.
I just know he produced it.
Produce it.
How
So
he did it, I have no idea.
Carter produces slime.
Theory number 4. The blobs are a result of other undisclosed military activity. Sorry, it's far. No, I can't. Nailed it.
What?
To support this theory,
Oh,
citizens
what?
of Oakville believed there might have been even more classified military weapons testing going on that the military did not admit to. Sonny Barcliffe said, quote, "We had a significant amount of military aircraft flying over the home prior to this happening," end quote. While her mother, Dottie Hearn, added, quote, "Every day almost, low-flying bombers, helicopters, all black in color. And we kind of thought maybe it came
I don't know if
from
this run's cursed.
end quote.
Have I cursed this
Beverly
run?
Roberts speculated to Unsolved Mysteries that, quote, "Maybe we were a biological experiment of some kind. A small one, maybe, just to get people a little sick to find out. Say an enemy did come over here with a biological bomb and dropped it. Maybe just a test run to see what would happen." End quote.
The government was keeping them sick.
Exactly.
They don't tell you nothing. So it's highly possible it is them and they're up to no good. Would they hurt their own people? Would they make people sick? Well, they regularly kill people all the way around, all around the world.
That's
so,
true.
So sure.
Ever heard of a drone?
Drone strikes.
Press a button.
Mr. Obama, he sure loved those.
Just out there fucking
Yeah, I'll say it.
deleting villages?
Bad shame. We say no, a wag of the finger to drone strikes.
I would get rid of drones. Theory 5. The blobs are unfertilized amphibian spawn.
I like the sound of that.
Oh, what?
That's fucking gross. Another recent incident happened in 2013 in Somerset, England, which is right there.
Maybe I need a Discordish place to
That's
send
about 2 hours away from
one.
the previously mentioned 2012 occurrence at a bird sanctuary. Nature.
I'm
Tweet or not.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm wondering a little bit whether this run is too scuffed.
About 4 inches in diameter.
Oh, I'd love to get my hands.
I'm not hugely down on supplies, but I feel like I need to stand here for a while and get some health back. I don't really want to burn the sharks on wave 38. That seems like a bad idea.
I understand the slime craze because slime feels.
Anybody feel free to weigh in here.
I hate things that are
What
gross
about a
in my
stress
hands.
ball?
I just don't like gross things in my hands. Early theories were that the substance was no stock, a form
That's why you didn't want to put the slime in your hand at the beginning of the episode. It wasn't even that you didn't trust me. You're just a baby.
Guilty.
Oh, you nasty little boy.
Early theories were that the substance was no stock, a form of cyanobacteria. However, Star Jelly fans pointed out that there was a meteor sighting the week before. Upon further investigation, it was agreed that the slime was actually unfertilized amphibian spawn, which contains a
We can just do stuff on main
when it comes in
while we
contact
wait.
with water. Could this have also been the case with the Oakville blobs? Which brings us to our 6th theory.
Well, no, I'm not done. I find frog eggs and tadpoles to be really disgusting.
Thank God.
What do you think about tadpoles?
Thought you were going to say something else?
You thought I was going to say sexy, arousing?
No,
No, no.
that's out of character.
Tadpoles.
I'm missing 3 quests.
Start out as like little fishy-like things, and then slowly just grow legs.
I mean, we kind of look like tadpoles.
Oh, these are all going to be new, aren't they?
Anyways, let's go on to theory number. Oh, they didn't put the theory. Well, theory number 6 is, of course,
Aliens.
It was aliens. What do you think it was, though, out of these?
Oh, wait, it's not a mini quest.
I'll go with
Custodia, Scrambled,
because number 4 is
and
just like the theory is it's basically a mystery.
The Final Dawn.
Right? It's like the military will never tell us what they were up to. I think it's like that or something out of like my earlier hypothesis, which was maybe some sort of
Maybe we're questing.
biological waste that got picked up by a
Although it
storm
is
cell instead of
very
a
late.
bomb. Similar to one, but maybe not necessarily jellyfish. Yeah,
Gotcha. 30 years have passed, and all samples of the.
I do appreciate anyone stopping by, though, because this is really more of a test stream today, just to make sure this is all working well.
Reportedly, even the Washington State Department of Health no longer has any record of receiving the blobs. So, unless the blobs strike again, The curious
But
case
it seems to be functional.
they reportedly caused will remain a mystery. Oh, it's a mystery.
Well, I love a mystery, and I love not knowing. Isn't it nice that there's some things in this world that we'll never know?
Yeah,
And don't
it's
we have to
nice.
be at peace with that?
We've had such a good time in the basement. We watched so many movies.
Yeah.
We poured blobs on each other.
Yeah, we did.
And then we looked at pictures of blobs. I mean,
that's great.
Doesn't get much better than this.
I'm
Good
having
night,
a
Ian.
great time so far this season down here in the basement. We're having a lot of fun.
Me too. You know, we have 3 episodes left. Let's just make the most of the time that we can.
That's all you
Also,
can
my
do.
wife's going to kick us out of this basement sooner rather than later. So we'll see you guys next time on Mystery Files. Why don't you just stick to the science? How about that?
Why don't you just stick that little pointer up your...
Oh, family friendly. Are we in this? Are we in this till the end? Okay, we keep sending. We just hope to not scuff a prayer. I'm just not gonna bother prayer flicking. Or if I do, maybe I'll actually stick the metronome on and do it properly. We'll see. Okay, this is cool though. Hopefully. Okay, he's found his spot. I found mine. No, I just had a little panic attack then. Just for some reason thought I just didn't bring enough bolts, but we're good for bolts. They're not the hardest hitting, but they'll do.
And honestly, I'm having a great time. So far, I've
Have a look what Sardoku has been up to. Sardoku? Sardoku.
the Eclipse legs, the fighter
Going with
torso,
Sardoku.
and nothing from 50 Barrows runs. Oh, and I did get the Berserker ring. At least I had some good luck with that. I mean, it only took me 82 kills to get that one.
The ring drops right now. Oh my fucking god, it does!
Shobek got it in
Mm.
8? Man, what the You know what? I'm not going to be upset. Comparison is the thief of joy. I'm just going to be happy I got mine. It's kind of a life lesson with RuneScape. Sometimes you get the big spoon, and sometimes you get a fork up your... My gear was starting to look pretty good, so I asked chat, how much more gear do I need before I can do CG so I can get BOFA? And that's when they started laughing at me. Apparently having all this great gear does absolutely nothing for me in terms of accomplishing my main goal, which is getting a BOFA. The BOFA drops at a place called the Corrupted Gauntlet. When you zone into the Corrupted Gauntlet, you go in naked and you have to earn your items and gear so that you can kill the final boss. In order to get into CG, you have to gain access to a
It's
town
true.
called Prifinos. In order to unlock Prifinos, you have to do a quest called
It's
Song of the Elves.
Privdinas.
In order to do Song of the Elves, you have to do 14 pre-quests and
Just
level 8
throwing that out
scrolls
there.
up to level
That's
6.
exactly what it is. I know it is,
That's it.
because it's
From this
capital
moment
city in
forward,
Welsh.
every
And
step
I'm Welsh.
that I take, every stroke of my sword, every rooftop lap, every teak tree felled, every monster slain, every tick of every waking moment of my entire existence will now be fully consumed by completing the Song of the Elves. And when they play that song, I will answer their call. All right, you guys get the point, right? I'm gonna play a lot so that I could get this quest done and try not to get sidetracked. That's kind of what I'm saying here. So this is pretty much an agility stream now. Yeah, nice. 1 lap down. Only 1,500 more to go. While I was running laps on the agility,
Been there, brother.
Bobas started flying in. One of them caught my attention. In CG, you can't use weapons or gear, but you can use prayers. So you're going to want the highest ranged and magic prayer possible, since those are the 2 attack types you're going to be using. There are 2 prayer scrolls that drop in the game. One is Deadeye, which upgrades your ranged prayer. The other one is Mystic Vigor, which upgrades your magic prayer. As long as you get to prayer level 63, you can activate both of them, and then that will give you the strongest prayers when you're going into CG. In order to unlock these prayers, I need to get a 1 in 75 drop off of a boss called
They're not the strongest.
Every time you kill them, you
They're
can
not
only
the strongest.
use one of them. So I need to kill each
But he would
one
have
of
to
them
do a lot of
until I
cocks to get the strongest.
It's a 1 in 75 chance to loot the scroll when you kill them, and I'm gonna need that drop off of both of them. My goal is to have both upgraded prayers by the time I get to CG, so I need to start weaving in Royal Titan runs in between my skilling. In order to kill the Royal Titans, I was gonna need a duo partner. Somebody who had also mastered the art of the sword, and most importantly, mastered the art of the Bankai.
You want to just do this shit natty?
What if we sent it one time right now?
Shobek and I talked it out, and we decided to go in completely blind, no research into this fight.
I'm going in.
Are you in?
Yes.
Because
I'm in. Dude, go.
Yeah, you're here. I'm on fire.
Okay. Melt the ice.
What's happening? There's fire.
Melt the
and
ice.
some shit.
Melt the ice, dude. Put the ice out, bro. Click the ice.
I can douse.
Dude,
I don't
swap.
know how to cast.
You have a fucking Draymond staff on, you idiot.
Dragon staff. I'm putting it out.
Okay.
I'm putting it in Dragon staff. That's something.
Showback. Heal.
I'm burned. Holy shit, I'm one. I'm burned.
I'm double eating.
I can't even eat. Oh, I'm max healed. Shit.
Put the fire out. I'm not doing any damn.
I'm not really seeing any damn either. I'm trying to wait for a voice line or something.
We bash, bros?
We're gonna bash. Watch out.
Bash it. Showback. This guy.
Don't get baited.
No.
Okay. Holy fuck. Okay.
I'm not getting baited. All right. I'm timing it. Oh, we're in phase 2. We're in phase 2.
Holy shit, phase 2.
We did too much damage.
Swap. Prayer melee, maybe. Prayer melee. Swap the staff. Put the fire out.
I don't know. I'm one-shotting these guys.
We're good. Yeah, easy.
32 on them. Should we abort and go get some dragon skimmies?
Yeah, I'm aborting.
All right, abort. Okay.
It's a melee angle, dude. It's melee angle.
We had the wrong idea from the beginning. I think I'm gonna bring mind runes and kind of chill on the death runes, you know?
Mind rune chill. I don't even know if I can put out the fire. My shit's too weak.
It's too weak.
You'll need to use a fire spell that's strong.
Death. You have to use death runes. You have to use death runes.
I gotta tell you.
You didn't bring any death runes? What are you doing, Showback?
I thought we could cheese it. I thought I could use the entry level fire runes, bro.
Oh my god. I expect him.
Yeah, I'm putting out fires.
Dodging.
Putting out fires.
Dude, I'm doing so much DPS right now.
Damn, I like that SAR. Karubas. I need help.
I got a double eat. I got triple eat, bro. I'm triple. Go. You TP'd out, Showback. You left me.
I had to.
What did you do? Double eat.
I had nothing. I'm fucking potatoes and cheese.
Why did you leave?
I had to. We were cornered. They were double walling with ads, with fire and ice.
Oh my, dude, I need you to we gotta just double eat. We at least gotta last a full inventory, man. What are they gonna think if we're only lasting like a minute? This might be a triceptual fight where we have to like use all. We have to use all. Yeah, like all.
Triceptual.
Trilingual. What are we fucking Rosetta Stoning these bitches now?
I feel like my set was decent, but I really want to try to one-shot the ad, so I'm gonna go full mystics here.
Yeah.
Going back.
Water.
I have these waters.
Holy shit. Okay, now we're here.
Oh
now
shit.
We're here. Third phase.
P3. I'm going fire damage. See fire damage?
Yeah.
What is this twin flame shit? Oh god.
Ow, hey, protect me.
Oh, dude.
Protect me.
Showback, I'm dead.
No way.
Oh my god, we got to P3.
Oh my god.
Bro.
Oh my god. I panicked. I tried. What was that?
We got to P3. That's got to be some kind of overhead prayer or something. I'm going to go to death and see how much it costs to buy my stuff back. Maybe it's free. Earthquake again. We have to be praying melee right after Yin Yang. Yeah, then you got to be ready for ads. I'll be ready for ads. And then I don't know how we do damage to the boss in this phase, but I do know that it's a lot of McCanns coming right at the same time. So we got to be ready for the McCanns. He's dead.
Okay, one's down, one's down. What's happening now?
We gotta kill the other one.
Second up. Prayer melee, prayer melee. Do you have any left?
I don't have any prayer left. I'm eating everything.
Yang, 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 yang.
I'm just gonna have to eat the damage, Showback. We gotta do big damn here.
Oh my god, okay.
Spec him. You gotta kill the magic though.
Yeah, I'm here,
Yin Yang.
Oh, I might take damn.
Top yourself.
Oh no.
Showback, chill, brother. Okay?
It's making me click when I'm trying to click on the dudes.
Okay. I'm dead.
Fuck. Oh no. Fuck me, dude.
It's a prayer pod angle. It's a prayer pod angle. It's pray melee the whole time, and we have this. Nice. Really clean right there.
Ying, ying, ying. Soon ying, soon ying, soon ying.
Yeah.
Soon ying.
Sun Yang. Here.
Soon ying, bro.
Sun Yang.
Soon ying. Oh fuck, double. Soon ying.
Are we killing one first?
Sun Yang.
Or same time?
Both at the same time. Try.
I go fire.
Yup.
He's dead.
I'll go water.
I go water. Shit.
No.
No.
No. Oh my god.
Kill him.
We're going.
Never worth, bro. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Dude,
We almost got chance so hard right there.
Holy shit. Dude, the Tyler one moment, bro. Fuck it, we popped that.
Oh, let me loot both mobs. Wait, you have to loot both mobs. Wait, loot.
Loot.
What did I get? A desiccated page.
Grimmy Lantana. I got a Grimmy
Desiccated.
Lantana. What the
No?
Root stim.
Oh! Ow!
Dip.
Oh shit!
After a chaotic few hours and trying to figure out what the heck was going on in there, we ended up getting some KCs in the boss. Unfortunately, no scrolls dropped, so I had to go back in the next day.
Bro, okay, good shit. Let's get out of here.
Collection log slot.
Deadeye prayer scroll! Deadeye prayer scroll on the last KC! Oh my god, bro. Let's go!
1 down, 1 to go. The hardest skill to get to 70 as an Ironman is without a doubt herb lore. The reason I know this is because the Abobas were going absolutely mental. You need to start doing farming contracts. Have you done Miscellanea yet? You're never gonna do Song of the Elves if you don't start doing herb runs. You need to do tithe farming. Mixology gives more XP per herbs, you know. Have you done the single lamps? You should do all the quests that give herb lore XP. You should do medium diaries. Oh, I hate to say it, but they were right. Herb lore is rough on the Ironman, and I needed to start focusing it. Miscellanea is an island up north that will generate you passive resources every day as long as you have the gold to keep it going. 1 million gold per week, by the way. Anything you can do passively in RuneScape while you're doing something actively has high value because you need to maximize your time spent in the game and the XP that you're gaining per hour. You want to do as much work as possible in as little time as possible. So I needed to unlock Miscellanea. It turns out King Vargas has become a Yeti and he's no longer fit for rule. So in order to take over his kingdom, I have to marry one of
As
his
you do.
children. He has a daughter and a son. And he doesn't really care which one you marry. So I get to pick. And of course, I married.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Astrid, bro. I don't know if we can lock Bran down right now. I don't know if he's worth it, and he snores and shit, so like we're gonna go with Astrid and take our chances over there.
Once I became the ruler of Miscellanea, I put everyone to work immediately. Phase 1 of Operation Herblore completed. Time for phase 2.
Oh, shit.
Farming contracts are done in the Farming Guild, and you get seed packs every time that you complete a contract. The farming lady will tell you what she wants, and then you go and plant it. But the 200 IQ play is to guess what she wants you to plant. Then you plant a different plant in all 7 of the plots and hope that when you go to her and ask her what she wants, that she says one of the 7 that you already have planted. If she does that, you can get like 2, 3, 4, even 5 farming contracts done at one time, and that's a massive amount of seeds, and then you just replant it all. This is a technique called pre-planting. I did this strat until I had about 10 herbalism seeds in the bank that I actually wanted to plant, and then I would do an herb run. So now we have a good game loop going. Miscellanea is running, We have farming contracts every couple of hours, and then we do an herb run whenever we have enough seeds. Now we have 2 forms of passive income for herb lore, and we need to do something active. There are a lot of quests in the game that give herb lore XP, but I'm looking to do the big ones. The quest in the game that gives the most amount of XP is called Sins of the Father. Sins of the Father gives 90k XP in lamps, which I'm going to use all in herb lore. I started out on this quest, and I quickly realized that this quest is awesome. I was originally planning on skipping through this thing so I could speedrun it, but I found myself encapsulated in this cinema of a quest line. I felt like I was playing the main character in some epic vampire drama. I'll do my best to summarize here what was going on. Lord Draken has been absent for many years, and now Mortania is running out of blood to sustain the growing vampire population. Now there is a war versus the vampires and the humans. Lord Draken's sister, Vanascula, has devised a plan to overthrow him and bring peace back to Mortania.
We are slowly
Throughout
getting
the
that
quest,
health
we
back
can't figure out
on the
if
bright
she's
side.
genuine or has ulterior motives. All right, that's the synopsis. There were 2 insanely hard fights during this quest. The first one is called the Nail Beast.
What is with the sound of these things? Brother, this is hurting my ears.
And the only way you can defeat him is by muting your sound. And the second fight is versus Vanstrom Klaus.
Whoa! Whoa! That was some damage, bro. What was that? Alright, pay it out, boys. Pay it out. We got owned. We got owned, man. Huge hit there. Huge hit. 22. Get owned. Jesus, bro.
Fuck you, Ranger. Oh, bitch boy.
Dead.
You have to do some damage, don't you?
Dead. He comes back to life? He comes back to life. What the fuck? Rocks.
I managed to kill him. Well, not really, because he comes back to life, I guess, and then he has a phase 2. I was not ready for that. A second attempt went okay, but I was taking too much damage from the mechanic where you're supposed to face away from him when he says look into the darkness, and that was causing me to use up way too much of my food. You have literally 1 tick to turn around when he does this mechanic, and if you don't, or if you're too slow, then you take massive damage. I was also having a lot of trouble seeing the lightning strikes underneath me in phase 2, so I decided to tweak some settings so I didn't have a shadow underneath my character anymore.
Right melee. Walking under. Walking under. Moving. I got hit. Moving. I got.
Sad. Big sads.
There is no way, bro. Why are those so hard to see? I actually thought that was 100% the kill.
I really don't have an excuse for this attempt. I got hit by 2 lightning strikes in a row. I don't know what's going on here. Actually, I did kind of get baited by an Aboba. They told me I could walk underneath him and take less damage or something, and then that was kind of pushing me out in front of him into a square that I didn't want to be in, and animation locking me. So I decided that was just a terrible strat. I was just going to do it normally. Also, this time I was going to use a super combat potion and an Aphardes ring to give me a little bit more DPS. In Aphardes ring, it gives you 15% more damage versus vampires, so it'll be better than using my Berserker ring.
Turning off my melee defense here. Going no melee prayer here, boys. Going full offense. Double eating. Need the RNG of the gods here. RNG of the gods! Are you with me? Are you with me? Are the gods with me or not? Please! Please! Oh, The gods are with us, boys.
I did every single thing perfectly in this fight, and it still came down to RNG at the end. This quest was absolute cinema. This whole experience reminded me of the Revendreth Castle Nathria expansion, where everyone really liked Sire Denathrius. They all said it was the best part of Shadowlands, and honestly, I think this is probably my favorite quest in all of RuneScape as well. It was just so well done, and it really felt like a movie the entire time, and I absolutely loved this quest. Also, I never actually killed Lord Draken, so there is a second follow-up to this quest, which will be the new Grand Master quest that they're adding to the game called the Blood Moon Rises, and that's coming out sometime next year. And what a better way to celebrate than 90,000 Herblore XP.
Read Tome of Experience. You need Herblore of 60 to use the option.
Next up is a quest called While Guzu Sleeps. This quest gives 75,000 Herblore for completing, and it'll be the first time I've ever done a Grand Master level quest. This quest has a minimum requirement of 72 thieving. So for the next 8 hours, I'll be robbing houses in Varlamore. While I was stealing from the rich and giving back to the poor, aka myself, I was doing some research, and I thought, what if I did a quest that gave me a bunch of thieving XP so that I could do a quest that gives me a bunch of Herblore XP? That's RuneScape, baby! The quest in the game that gives the most amount of thieving XP is called the Final Dawn. It gives 55,000 thieving XP and access to the Archon Blade, which is an upgraded dragon scimitar that has a really good special attack. I decided to stay in Varlamore until I was 55k away from 72 thieving, and then it was time for the Final Dawn. Epic synopsis time. Itzla, the Prince of Varlamore, goes undercover with me to infiltrate the growing religious fanatic in Varlamore and infiltrate them and uncover their plan. During our quest, Prince Itzla's
If anyone sees this, thank you very much for stopping by. Good test stream. Nice one.
But save the Prince
Ciao,
of
ciao.
Varlamore. Furia and Metzli are planning on performing an ancient ritual called the Gathering at the crypt of Tonal.
This will be on a video.
Requires the blood of a Teokan to open the
Whatever.
doors, and they're planning
The
on using the prince's
jadding.
blood